Hello and welcome to Gooners Therapy. We're here with obviously myself, Positive Dan, Realist Gooner. We've got the legend that is Jez joining us. We will have some other guests joining us shortly. Marty will be joining us, Jason, and possibly Jamie and Charlie too. So hopefully we have a big panel, but we've got us three to start with.
Make sure you're smashing that like when you're coming in, people.
Yeah, smash that like, everyone. Smash the likes. You know, it helps us. It helps grow the channel. Help get us to 2K, man. You know, we wanted to get to 2K before the season ended. Doesn't really look like we're going to get there now, but who knows?
Stay positive, Dan. Stay positive, Dan. Exactly. What's wrong with you?
If Arsenal can win a quadruple,
you'll get there. You'll get there.
Then we can get there. Appreciate that, man. Anyway, just want to introduce. We've got something new we're going to be doing on the show today. Me and Dan have been working behind the scenes. We want to try and just sort of reinvigorate the show and make it a bit more different.
Get more structure.
That's it. Dan, I'll let you, because it was actually Dan's idea. So, Dan, you go ahead and tell them what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, so what we'll be doing is we're going to call it Real Talk or Cap. Big up Terry Flewers and the Football Terrace. He does a thing called Fact or Fiction. We're going to call it Real Talk or Cap. And all that is that we're going to read out a statement. And our guests, me and Dan, will be saying if it is real talk or is it cap. Is it the truth or is it a lie? And then, yeah, just break down why you think it is real talk or if it's cap. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
And let us know in the comments, obviously, what you guys think. And firstly, though, boys, before we get into that, because we're going to start with that straight away, there's some really good statements. We're going to debate whether they are true or whether they'll come true, some of them. But firstly, look, Jez, how are you feeling, mate? We've got Southampton away in the FA Cup. Look, for me, it's a lovely draw. But, you know, it's a nice place to go. Hopefully, I think it's going to be the first weekend of April. Good weather, you know.
That's wishful really thinking in this country, Dan. I tell you.
Yeah, I know.
April showers and all of that.
The fact is, we've got the draw that we wanted, either them or Port Vale, because we're fighting on all four fronts. There was a time where if we wasn't doing well in the league or we was out of the Champions League, and you kind of wanted a big FA Cup game, you wanted a glamour tie. But listen, I wanted Port Vale or Southampton. How are you feeling about it, Jez?
Wow, it's odd because the last two rounds I've predicted the teams we will play. Wow. When we were doing, I was on League Gunners early on with Kenny and Matty, and I said I want Southampton.
Yes.
An hour later, we had Southampton, and the reason I say that, I think it's going to be a great cup game. I think it's going to be fantastic. I haven't been to St Mary's for such a long time, and
we lost to them in the FA Cup, didn't we? About 3 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah. I didn't go. I didn't go to that.
I've not been there either, so yeah.
Yeah, we need revenge for that 2-2 on that season as well when Walcott scored. Yeah.
Well,
3-3. You mean? Yeah,
3-3.
I think, you know, for me, it's quite an easy. It's about 2 hours for me to get there. So where I live now, so I'm looking forward. If I can get a ticket,
5.5 hours. And if you can't get a ticket, send me a message, Jez, and I'll sort it out for you, mate. I should be getting a few for that game. So because it's 5.5 hours in allocation. So yeah, if you can't get one,
if I can't get one,
send me a message.
I went to Portugal, managed to get one for that. But yeah, I'll be on that one because it's that'd be a great. I think that'd be a great quarter final.
Yeah, great day out as well. I think it will. I think it really will be.
Yeah, I'm on that one as well. I want to get down there.
Definitely, we've got to do that, man. That'd be a lovely day out.
It's a lovely ground. It's not big. Good atmosphere. I ain't been there for a long time. But
no, it better not be midweek. Give us a nice Saturday at 2 o'clock or something like that, or a Sunday at 4, something like that. Give us a nice. Hopefully, it's a nice.
I think they should be on the weekend. Did they do midweek games or quarterfinals? I think it should be on a weekend. I think, Dan.
It should be,
yeah. But you never know. I mean, listen, I've just found out now that the FA Cup final is not. It's not the last game of the season. It's a week before. It's a week before the last Premier League game, so that could mean Arsenal's game against Burnley could get a second last game of the season, a home game, which possibly could be when we're going to win the league. It could get moved to a Wednesday if we're in the FA Cup final, so we could win the league on a Wednesday night at the Emirates. When was the last time we won the league on a Wednesday, Jez? I know you'll get it.
Yeah.
I think I might know this one.
I think you should know it. I think we all should know it.
If I'm right, hang on. No.
Go on, Dan. Go for it.
I think it was the United.
Yeah, it was United.
It was. Thingy Bob scored the goal. Oh God, what's his name? I should know this. I was there. I should fucking know this. Oh, come on, man. What's his name? Ah!
French forward.
Didn't I just say it?
Yeah, you did just say it. I don't know if I heard you.
Don't tell me. It will come to me. Don't come to me. 02, wasn't it? 02.
Yeah.
Oh,
it weren't the main striker.
Yeah, they was out.
Omri and Bergkamp weren't playing. So who was the other two that was up top that game?
It will come to me. Don't put it in the chat. Don't put it in the chat. It will come to me.
All good. But yeah, the FA Cup final was actually played a week before that year as well. So it's weird. Sometimes the FA Cup final is the last game, and every now and then it's not. But of course, Ray Parlour got the man of the match in the FA Cup final. He also got man of the match in that game against Manchester United as well. So listen, maybe the omens are there. Maybe we're going to win the league. We're going to win the FA Cup, and then we're going to win the league on the Wednesday night, and then we're going to go to a Champions League final. It's crazy stuff that Arsenal.
It looks like it's lining up, but as guys are saying there, let's just stay humble, man. Let's, you know what I'm saying. But
Dan, we did a lot of conversations. Yes, Jez, because I knew it was going to come off your tongue. Dan, obviously, we had a lot of debates and discussions at the start of the season about how many we could win, especially when we started so well in the league. Obviously, I always said we get at least 2 minimum. Are you leaning towards maybe at least getting multiple trophies now?
Well, look, everything's in our hands and in our favour. Look, we're in the League Cup, right? We're in that League Cup. Yeah. Wednesday night, we've got Bayer Leverkusen.
Horrible kick off that game as well, isn't it?
5:45, jolting.
Yeah.
So that's looking positive. We're doing well in the. It's the best FA Cup run we've had since Arteta won the FA Cup in COVID Cup, as I call it.
Yep.
We just got to get it over the line now. That we get this silverware. We do well in the Champions League. That's the one I want. You may disagree with me on this. You probably will, but I want the Champions League more than the Premier League.
Where do you stand on that, Dan? I'll give you my opinion after.
I'm kind of leaning towards it because we've never won it, man. But obviously, I don't want to I can't pick between the two. I don't want to answer that question. I want both. Do you understand?
I'll tell you why I go slightly with the league. I've always been a man that said Champions League because we've never won it. And at the start of the season, had you asked me, I probably would have said, you know what, Champions League. But because of the position we're in now, I don't think I could deal with us not winning the league after being top for virtually the whole season since October. We've been top. with a 7-point lead. I don't think I could deal with that. And then obviously the Champions League would you'd get over it, but I don't know. I want that Premier League. I feel like the players need it, the club needs it. And listen,
I want all of it. I want all of it, man.
Listen, of course we want the 4, and it's very much possible. It's very much possible that we could get all 4.
I won't deny.
It's looking that way.
See, I've got this thing, right, that for me personally, the team is set up better for the Champions League than the Premier League. I think that we stumble too much in the Premier League. The fact that we've gone completely unbeaten, conceded how many goals have we conceded?
Maybe about 3 goals, Jez. It's not even that much.
Yeah, nothing, is it? And I don't know. I think with this team, right, because the Champions League is not as fast, it's not as physical. I just think we're set up better for it. I mean, I look. I want it all. I want all of it. Yeah. And as Arsenal fans, of course, we want to win everything all year, every year. And this year we've set it up. Well, I'd say I haven't, but we're there. We're in a chance to do it. We could. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. We could win the first. We could be the first English team to do a quadruple.
Crazy.
I tell you, it will be the first.
It is mad. It is madness, isn't it?
Crazy.
It is madness.
I don't know where you was at the start of this season, end of last season, Jez, but I wouldn't have expected us to be where we're at right now. I'll be honest with you, man. I was calling for people's heads at the end of the season. Do you understand?
Yeah,
so, what a turnaround it's been. But the thing is, and like a few people have said in the chat, I still can't get carried away. Dan, I know you're very confident. You think it's going to happen. I think it might happen. That's where I'm at. You understand? I'm leaning more towards we're definitely going to win a trophy, but I hope it doesn't all go to pot, man. I hope it don't crumble away. That's what I'm scared of. So I've got
listen.
Well,
look. Like Stu here makes a good point. To be fair, he says don't count all your eggs before they hatch. In 2003, Celtic were on for a quad. I think they were in the UEFA Cup final. I think they lost it on penalties. They won nothing that season. And Liverpool shot their load over a quad too. And listen, with Liverpool, they were on for a quad. They lost the Champions League final. And they lost the league on the last day of the season, and they ended up with the Carabao and the FA Cup. Now, that would be a bit of an anticlimax if Arsenal were to win it. And that sounds crazy, because to win a double would still be an unbelievable season. To win a cup double, in 93 we won it, it'd still be brilliant. But, however, after being so clear in the Premier League, I think if we don't win the Premier League, for me, I don't know, it wouldn't sit right for me. So, yeah, I think we've got to win that Premier League. But yeah, AFC Always, big up AFC Always in the chat. He says, win the Carabao Cup first. Yeah, that's the first trophy. Let's go and win it. We're in the final. We're in the position to win it. Let's go and do it. And I think it could really elevate us towards the rest of the season. Big up, Jason, my guy. Thank you for coming on, bro. Quickly, we'll just touch on the what you think of the tie, Southampton, and then we're going to go into the
real talk or cap.
Real talk or cap. Big up everyone. We've got 39 of you in here right now. Please smash the likes for us, and please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and do us a favor.
All of that good stuff.
So, Jason, how are you feeling? Southampton away in the FA Cup in the quarterfinals.
Look, I think it's a really winnable tie. I think if you were to look at all of the sides that you were looking to try and draw, Southampton and Port Vale were probably the two that you were looking at going, I'll happily take either of those. Because the other thing that it then factors in is if it then starts to compound what Man City's next 6, 7, 8 games starts to look like. And you're talking about really, really, really tough ties. They have not had any luck in any of the draws that they've had. And in some respects, we've had all the luck. And I think that I saw a stat to say this is the first time we've had a draw like this since the 1950s. And it seems like a once in a lifetime cup run. Like there's no excuse now not to go to Wembley and not to be looking realistically at a domestic cup double. And, realistically, given our position in the league, possibly, a domestic treble. not to kind of run before you could walk, but you know, you couldn't ask for almost a better set of games. So for me, that's a great tie. I've never been to their stadium. I should be able to get a ticket. So yeah, can't fault that at all. You're obviously wanting to avoid Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and we've done that. And two of those teams have drawn each other. So yeah, can't fault that at all.
Beautiful. Yeah, we didn't touch on that damn Man City getting Liverpool, man. Perfect.
Yeah, look, it's an exhilarating game for them. They're going to have to go strong. You know, who knows whether they're going to be in the Champions League by the time that game's played after playing Real Madrid. If they get past Real Madrid, they've got to play Bayern Munich. And I always say, playing big games, it takes it out of you. I always worry when Arsenal have got a Bayern Munich. You know, like when we played Bayern Munich, Spurs and Chelsea, all three in a row. We beat Spurs, we beat Munich, and then there was a drop-off. And we couldn't beat Chelsea with 10 men. Because playing in those big games, it takes it out. You run more, you have to work harder. And Arsenal, I just feel like after Leverkusen, all right, it's not Everton have got one of the best away forms in the league, but you'd rather be at home. I feel like it's going to be a straightforward sort of routine win against Everton. It's the game you want, whereas Man City have to go to West Ham away, and then after that they played Chelsea away after their second leg, and we played Bournemouth at home. So I feel like the stars are aligning for Arsenal this year, and it's about time.
Yeah.
We need Lady Luck. I mean, under Arteta, we've played Liverpool, we've played Man City, we've played Man United in the FA Cup in the earlier rounds, and he's rotated and we've gone out. So listen, we've got a bit of luck.
And on that, I think Arteta is going to be taking it very seriously. I've seen a lot of people saying Man City have got the harder games, and they're probably going to be working harder. But knowing Mikel Arteta, he's going to be taking these games very serious. So I don't think we will be getting it easy, and I think we will be having hard games as well. As much as it's Bournemouth and Leverkusen, I still think we're going to cover the mileage, and it's going to be taxing, bro.
Tough games, 100%. But I just think a game against there's just more on going to the Bernabeu than there is going to Leverkusen. There just is. They're the greatest team in the history of the competition, and obviously having to do that. I don't know if they will. I'd imagine they'd come straight back from Spain and then go straight to London. I don't imagine they'd go to Manchester and then back to London, but maybe. But it's all a lot of travelling. These things, they do come into play. But I hear what you're saying.
If they get whooped over there as well, that would do some damage to their confidence, I think. So let's hope that happens, man.
Exactly. Let's get into these.
Just before you move on, Dan, and the other thing to think about is that given that Chelsea have got a much easier tie right before they play Man City, they'll have an opportunity to rest some of their bigger players, whereas Man City won't necessarily have that opportunity to do that, and they won't want to rest players against Liverpool and possibly put out a weakened side and get absolutely spanked. And all of that kind of plays in really into our game with them at home, which is like the end of their 7-game run, by which point they could be absolutely battered and bruised, and we turn up at the Etihad and do a job on them.
Yeah, facts. Just going to reply to this. Big up, David.
Yeah, I'm not hearing all that squeaking past, man.
Because thank you, Dan.
They was up for it, man. The ground weren't the greatest as well. It was always going to be a tough game. It could have been easier, but we got over the line, man.
This is the thing. I don't understand it. People, we're fighting on all 4 fronts. Now it's just about winning. We played Mosquera's 21. We played Samson, who's 16. Dixon come on, who's 16. Dowman 16. You know what I mean? A team that's never played together. Like it's crazy that people are moaning when the position we're in is absolutely. It's beyond my. I can't even think. I just think some people maybe they're just born that way, where they just moan about anything. They could win the lottery. They could win 40 million and say, I wanted 50, and they'd still be upset. But listen, that's how some people are. Let's get into real talk or cap. So for those of you who don't understand the lingo, basically, is it true or false? But we're going to call it real talk or cap. Dan, I'll let you start with the first one. I'll go to Jez, then I'll go to Jason, then me and Dan will have our say briefly, and you guys let us know in the comments.
Yeah, so the first real talk or cap. This will be Arsenal's greatest ever season. Real talk or cap?
Cap. No.
Oh.
Until, look, we've all seen some fantastic Arsenal teams in our lives, yeah? And at the moment, we haven't won nothing. Ask me that question at the end of May. because we're in the potential of being a great Arsenal team. Yeah. At the moment, it's still in the balance. So I can't agree with that one. It's not the greatest Arsenal squad. I've seen far better. I've seen far better Arsenal teams up to this point.
But could it be the greatest? Do you think this could be the greatest season ever?
If they win it, look, if Arsenal win the Champions League, right? Yeah, and if Arsenal win, let's say, the League Cup, right? Which a lot of Arsenal fans, let's get it right. A lot of Arsenal fans have said it. Oh, it's below Arsenal, and we know who we're talking about here right now. Yeah, it's nothing. And all of a sudden they're gassing it up now because they'll be at Wembley doing their fan cams after the game, right? Well, if Arsenal win the League Cup, I'm going to walk up to all of them lot, right, that certain channel and tell them to fuck off and say, what are you doing here? You said it wasn't worth playing for. We got bigger fish to fry. So what are you doing here? But yeah, that's certain Arsenal channels. But at the end of the day, right now, no, because we haven't won nothing yet. If we win the League Cup and if we win the Champions League, then I'd have to say, what a great team. Not great football, not the prettiest. As I said earlier on Lee's channel, the thing what Arsenal are doing well, we don't play great football, but we're tough to beat. Remember the last manager that did that, George Graham? Yeah. It wasn't pretty fucking football, but
I know. But all you lot loved him though. That's all I ever hear about is George Graham.
Say again, sorry, mate. Didn't hear that.
I said all you lot love him though, didn't you? George Graham. I hear a lot of like your generation, George Graham, and then I hear them moaning about Arteta's style of play, which is very similar to George Graham this season, anyway. In particular,
I don't agree with that. The difference was that we had a fantastic defence, a better defence than we got now. Fantastic defence we had.
We do have a fantastic. We've got the best defence right now, though. In Europe, the best defender in Europe. So
the 91 team was sublime. Yeah,
they didn't do very well in Europe, though, did they?
Has Arsenal done well in Europe?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why Arteta got us to our first semi-final since 2009.
On that point, I disagree with you right now. Because right now, Arsenal are doing very well in Europe.
Yeah, now we are,
and we are
with this defence.
Potentially, the way we're playing in Europe. You know, as I said to you earlier, I think the Arsenal squad right now is set up better to win in Europe than it is in the Premier League. That's my opinion. Okay,
so Jez, if we was to let's say we won a Champions League, Premier League, and an FA Cup, done a treble, would you say that's the greatest? Not the greatest team, as you said, greatest achievement ever for Arsenal Football Club, eclipsing the Invincibles?
Of course it would be. If we win the Champions League and Premier League, if we win the Premier League, Carabao Cup, and FA Cup, any of those,
I'd be stupid to deny that because
our best seasons probably either one of the doubles, right, in 98, 71, 02, or the 04 season because of the unbeaten run. Take your pick. But if we win 3 trophies, or a Champions League with a Premier League, it surpasses all of that. And it would be, no matter what.
I agree with you. I agree with both of you because the thing is, we've never done that. We've never won a Champions League, right? It's been 21 years, 22 years since we won a Premier League. Yeah. And to do a treble, man, Arsenal have never won a treble. We've done doubles, league and FA Cups. Right, we've done that many times, 3 times. But at the end of the day, to do a Champions League, Premier League, and a Cup, you'd have to say best ever. I wouldn't disagree with you on that. Right, what you're asking me right now, is this the best Arsenal squad ever? No.
No, we're not asking that. Chris, that's not the statement. The statement is, will this be Arsenal's best ever season?
No, it was. Yeah, this will be Arsenal's greatest ever season. Yeah.
Potentially, yes, it could be. I'm not denying that fact. Potentially, but we ain't done it yet. So ask me at the end of May.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. If you think we will do it or we won't, so but go on, we'll take that. Jason, this will be Arsenal's greatest ever season.
I think. Look, I
Real
think the way
talk
it's
or
yeah,
cap?
the way it's going it's real talk for me, because I think you're realistically looking at you're looking at a realistic opportunity or a realistic possibility of winning multiple trophies, and possibly a bit like Jez said, you could argue that we're probably better set up, particularly the way the Champions League draw has been done, to go on and have a really good run in that. And we've had, we've been really effective in that tournament. Certainly last year, and we're kind of growing into that tournament. We realise that we should be playing at that level with those sides. So you look at the Champions and go, if you don't get to a Champions League final, like, something's gone drastically wrong. The way the draw pans out. So you could quite easily be looking at the greatest season that this club has ever seen. Obviously, like you said, we've seen some great sides, we've seen some great accomplishments. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily compare to winning leagues and a league double or a league and cup double, but obviously the cup double in '93 also, that side was a great side, tough side. So yeah, absolutely, for me, real talk, absolutely could be potentially the greatest achievement in the history of the football club.
Right. And I'll go to you on it. Cap or real talk, mate? This will be Arsenal's greatest ever season.
I'm going with Jez until we've actually done it. If that happens, then it's real talk. But at the moment, it's a bit of a hard one that we put out there, Dan, isn't it? It's a bit of cap.
Yeah,
it's
listen.
real talk,
That's what we're here to do.
It's in between, isn't it? But if the gods are with us, man, and all goes well, let's say we get a Premier League and a Champions League, then that's it. Unfortunately, Monsieur Wenger, you've lost that title of having the greatest team ever, in my opinion, man. And it will be your guy, your client, Dan, Mikel Arteta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look, okay, so but are you going with real talk or cap, Dan? That's the question.
I'm going with cap at the moment.
So you two are going with cap. I'm going with real talk. I believe this Arsenal team. Listen, I've not once said we're going to win the Champions League because we don't have the experience in Europe. Yes, Arteta's got us back in the Champions League. He got us to our first quarter final in however many years it was, in our first semi-final in 16 years. So we have got a little bit of experience, but we've never won it. We've only been to one final, and that stuff counts. It just does. It's just the way it happens in the Champions League. So I've never put my chest out and say we're going to win it. I've said we're going to win the league. As the season has progressed and I saw how well we've done in the Champions League, I've said there's a possibility of us doing a quad. People have called me deluded. Doesn't look so delusional now, though, does it? We could have a quarter final against, if we get through Leverkusen, big if, because they beat Manchester City this year. They're not just some Ed Dosser team. Any team in the Champions League has a right to beat it. They've earned no right. But if we get through them, we could be facing Bodo Glimt or Sporting in a quarter. We could be facing Southampton. We are facing Southampton in the quarters. City in a final, and we all know where we are in the Premier League. So I'm going to go with real talk, because I believe that there's a high chance that even if we don't win the Champions League, we could win the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and Premier League. That would still be our greatest season ever, because we'd win the domestic treble, be beyond our wildest dreams. So I'm going to go with real talk. Listen, it's just a bit of fun. Of course, no one knows. We have to do it.
Dan,
if we win the Premier League, I'll be over the moon. Go on, mate.
Let me come to Johnny D. He says Arteta's never regressed one season. Did he regress last season, Dan? Did Arsenal regress last season?
In the Premier League, he regressed. That was the only season. But in Europe, he progressed. So, I don't know. It's hard to say overall, really, isn't it?
That's the interesting thing, though, Dan, isn't it?
Right.
That's the interesting... You were just saying that, quite rightly, that he got Arsenal back into the Champions League, and last year we got to a semi-final, which I was quite confident we were going to win that. I won't lie. I thought, yeah, this could be our year. But my worry with Arteta is that year on, we capitulate, and we know right now Man City are starting to kick in again, Yes, they're the hiccup the other week, but that's my worry with the fact that certain players at the weekend were terrible. Terrible. I mean, I don't know why he brought Saka on, but I'm sure you might want to talk about that. So I'm not going to drag that out, that conversation. But that's my only concern about.
But Jez, we have played, I think, Jason, I'm sure you're good with stats. I think it's something like 43 games this season. And we've only lost 3 games all season. So we haven't lost any games in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup or the Champions League. We're not even drew one in the Champions League. We've only lost 3 in the league. Out of 43 games, I just don't see us losing another 2 or 3 games in our next 8, which would, I just don't see it. So I think the Premier League is there to be taken. I think we've got one hand on it.
We've got to go away to the Etihad, mate,
Yeah, we do have to go to the Etihad, but they have to go away to Chelsea. Of course, we have to go there. They've got 5 away games and 3 home games, one of them which is us. We've got 5 home games and 3 away games. So I think it's favouring us. We should do it now. We have to get over the line now. But listen, like you said, anything could happen. We could go and draw whatever, and they could beat West Ham, and it's flipped back. It's flipped back, and it's in their hands again. We know this. Listen. This is why I love Arteta. I love what he's done. He's brought this back. I don't remember being in this situation. The last time we was in this situation was 22 years ago, fighting for a title. And if you remember, we went out of the quarterfinals to Chelsea. We went out of the semi-final of the FA Cup to United. And then that game against Liverpool, we were 1-0 down. And beaten record was going to go. We would have been second. Omri turns it around. And obviously the rest is history, So listen, this is what I want as a footballer. This is as a football fan. I want my team to be fighting on all fronts. I think maybe we may have just got a damn Potts raid. I'm not sure. It's just shot up, unless that's, I don't know if it's our viewers or we've got a raid. Let us know in the chat. But yeah,
on to the next question.
On to the next statement, question, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's definitely a Dan Potts raid. Big up Dan Potts, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. And thank you. Listen, any of you new viewers, please help us out. We're a new channel. We've only started at the start of the season. Jez has kindly come on, and we appreciate his time. We know he's a legend, not just as an Arsenal fan, but in this YouTube space. Jason as well, who's come along. We will be having Marty from AFTV join us shortly. And obviously Dan, and me and Dan were always here. But yeah, let's go into the real talk or cap is what we're doing now for all the new viewers. Please do like, please do subscribe. Dan, what's the next
real
question?
Talk or cap? Max Dowman will be better than Lamine Yamal in the next 2 years.
Ooh, that's gonna ruffle some feathers.
Ooh.
That's gonna ruffle some feathers. That one,
isn't it?
Ooh, that's a big question.
That
wow.
is.
Wow.
Massive. Go, Jez, you go in on it. Let us know what you think, man.
He's got massive potential, right? I mean, I was very impressed again at the game against Mansfield Town. He's a young lad, 16, right? He wants to prove himself, much like in where he did. My worry is this, guys, right? Yeah, is whether under Arteta he will actually get that opportunity. The kid's 16. He had opportunities. I see people criticise him one-on-one with a keeper, right? And he didn't score. Well, come on, man. He's 16. Yeah? Experience tells. He's got to learn. Now, my concern with Arteta, we've seen what he's done with players in the past. He coaches the best out of them. And I don't like that. Yeah. And where he brought him on against Brentford, bullshit situation. And then where is he now? He's at Marseille. Maybe a good move to improve him. Or will he be gone? Because my failure with Arteta is that I don't believe in him with the academy players. That's my worry. I don't believe in him. And is he better than Yamal right now? I'd have to say no. But he potentially,
in the next 2 years,
potentially could be. But
So with the youngsters that you're talking about that Arteta's brought through, are we talking about people like your Reece Nelsons, your Emil Smith-Rowe, even down to your Lewis Skelly of recent times? He's been ousted out as well.
There you go. So that's my concern, man. But to answer your question, Dowman, I think, could be a fantastic footballer. He's only 16. I mean, he played against Mansfield Town on Saturday. Monday morning, this morning, he's back at school. Right?
Crazy.
It's madness. And what a player. What a player. I just don't believe in Arteta with the youngsters. I don't. Sorry, I don't believe in him. But I think, 2 years' time, he could be absolutely fantastic.
Jason, how do you feel about that, mate? Max Dowman will be better than Jamal in the next 2 years. Real talk or cap?
Look, I'm probably slightly biased, but I would say absolutely. I think
we've lost you, mate. We've lost your cameras.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on,
yes,
mate.
Yeah. Also, I'll fix that in a second. Yeah. So for me, absolutely. I think I said, and I was pretty bold after the Leeds game. He was going to be my wild card for the England squad in the World Cup. It's an absolute shout for me. I think when you're going to big tournaments like that, you need mavericks. Yes, you need your experience. Yes, you need your system players, but you probably also need a maverick like a Max Dowman or someone that in a random moment could win you a game. For me, he's probably one of the best. Probably best for me since Jack Wilshere.
He reminds me a bit of him. He reminds me a
lot of a Jack Wilshere. Naturally similar to Wilshere. The kind of concern is that his style of play invites contact. And there's an ask when you're that sort of player whether or not you can. But you'd argue that maybe like a Phil Foden also has a very similar style. But for me, he's an absolutely exceptional talent. When I saw him in pre-season, when we played Newcastle and he was doing crazy stuff there, when he played in the Emirates Cup and he came on, he's come on and won us 2 or 3 penalties already this season, whether that's pre-season games or not. You want players that commit defenders, and they add that something that you just can't coach. Like he's just got it. He's just, and honestly, I speak so highly of him. Like I said, after the Leeds game, I think that's our 2nd or 3rd game of the season.
Yeah,
I was like, get that boy on the plane now. Just I don't care what happens. Just he needs to be on the plane.
What for England?
For me, yeah. I'm not even honestly. I said it after the Leeds game. After the Leeds game, I know he's had a bit of a fall off because he's had an injury and stuff. But after that Leeds game, I said he has to be on the plane.
Wow, I think that's a whole nother topic. I don't think he will be though.
I think the nature of the injury that he picked up at the time that he picked it up has probably derailed him a little bit. And I know Jez made a comment about opportunities, but we're talking about him because he gets opportunities, and when he plays the way that he plays, like we're talking about him now, and you want him to play. You want to find a way to get opportunities. If your Trossards and your Martinellis aren't performing, you're asking the question of, can you make a change? Can you put a Madueke over onto the left hand side and get Dowman on to make something happen?
Ultimately, what are we going with? Cap or real talk? Better than your Mal in 2 years. Real talk. Wow. It's difficult for me. First, I'll just reply to Jez what he said about Arteta. I have to disagree. I think Arteta's been very good with the youngsters. I know, Dan, you touched on Emil Smith-Rowe, but I think he's done brilliant. And when he was under Arteta, and in the end, he wasn't quite good enough to make it. And he did have a lot of injuries, but he's still at Fulham now. So it's not like he's just nowhere. He's still an established Premier League player. And I thought he was really good under Arteta. Wanyeri had great moments under Arteta. Arteta's the one who gave him his debut at 15. He's nurtured him. He's now put him out on loan. And we'll have to see what happens when he comes back. And
you can't say that about Wanyeri, Dan. He did treat him a bit.
Why not?
There was a lot of games where I feel like he could have got some time, Dan. There was a lot of games.
Let me finish.
They've all gone.
Yeah, they've all gone. But I don't think Nelson. Listen, if you're not, but Jez, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. As simple as that. It's no coach is going to turn someone who just. Yeah, so Wanyeri we're yet to see. The boy's only 18. He's out on loan. He loaned at Saliba, and everyone said, "What are you doing?" And it's the best thing he could have done because he came back and he was the best defender in Europe. as soon as he came back. So, you know, I think there's you know, Saka was only 18 or 19, and I know he's having a dip this year, but at one point, you know, everyone was talking about him being world class, and he's had some great moments in an Arsenal shirt. So he's definitely 1,000,000% improved Saka tenfold. So Lewis Skelly come out of nowhere. Obviously, he's training with Arteta. He's training with the Arsenal team. He's played for England.
Saka.
No,
Run him into the ground.
No way. He's had his
run
best.
him into the ground, Dan.
He's ruined
He's
him.
had his best. Listen. He got
he
an
played
injury
him when he was injured.
anyone could get.
He played him when he was injured. And what happened?
I don't think so. I don't think he played him when he was injured.
Injury. And he's done it with Ben White. He's done. How many players has he done this to? Where he plays players when they're injured in the red zone.
Oh, but hold on a minute.
Dan, you know what, Dan?
No,
There's
hold on.
There's nothing wrong with just saying that, you know what, Arteta could have overplayed side. There's nothing wrong with saying that, Dan.
Listen,
it's like the guy does nothing wrong.
No, Dan, there's a difference with overplaying, right? That you can say that someone's overplaying, but to say that he's playing when he's in the red zone, I don't know if you know someone at the club or you know one of the physios or the doctors, because none of us know this for sure. None of us know that at all.
I know.
And I don't think
football, mate. When a player's injured, I've been watching it for 58 years, and I can tell you when the player's not playing.
Yeah, listen,
you see him hobbling off.
I remember Thierry Henry playing against that game against Liverpool, 60% fit, and he scored a hat trick. You know, so look. Listen, I know football's changed and stuff like that.
I'm not going to get this argument with you.
Yeah, listen, it's all right. We can have different opinions on it. That's fine, you know.
Yeah,
I think these youngsters will flourish, and I think Dowman will flourish under Arteta. I'm going to say cap, though, with the better than Yamal, just because Yamal, for me, is top 3 players in the world right now. If he'll get to that level in just 2 years, I'm not sure he will. You know, that's astronomical if we're talking about Dowman being the best player in the world in 2 years' time. Even me, I think that's a little bit of a stretch, but who knows? Anyway, thank you for everyone who's in the chat. Please do like, please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. We've got good content.
Thanks for staying locked in as well.
Thanks for staying locked in, you guys who come over from Dan Potts' channel. It does mean the world to us, so thank you very much. Dan, what's the next statement that we're going to read out?
Oh, we'll go for this one now. In 22-23, Arsenal 8 points clear of 8 games to go. City also had a game in hand, and we had to play them. Will Arsenal crumble again?
Oh, come on. Let's hope not. Come on. Please. We can't keep doing this. You know, I mean...
So what do you think, Jez? Is that cap or is it real talk? What do you think?
Cap.
Yes, Jez.
I honestly, I can't see us. Please.
What's different about this team and that? Obviously, that team then was the youngest team in the Premier League. Hadn't been in a title race. Came out of nowhere. Arteta was only his 3rd year in management. Obviously, that team you'd probably say played better football, more easy on the eye football. It certainly did. But you know, what's different between this team and that team for 4 years on that makes you think, nah, we've got it this time? Because the scenarios are very similar. You know.
We played better football than we're playing this year. But the problem is, no, it's not a problem at all. We are a very hard team to beat. We are difficult to beat.
Oh, so yeah, for sure.
That puts us in the ascendancy. I don't want us to capitulate again, because that means we've got another season and we've watched some pretty poor. You can't deny it, guys. We've watched some pretty shit football this season.
Painful.
Right? It hasn't been good to watch. It's been bang average, boring at times, and we've got away with it. So, for me, I'll go with the positive, and I'll say, I think we're going to shithouse it, to be honest with you. That's my opinion.
Wow, Jez. You're making me feel better now.
Good stuff. Hope we do. You know, it almost makes me more happier. I'd actually be. It'd probably make me even more happier if we went and won it every game by a set piece from now to the end of the season, just to get underneath all these other rival fans. Yeah, I like the fact that we're not soft, that we're bullying our way to a Premier League title, we're defending for our lives, we're using the dark arts. I used to watch Atletico Madrid do it in the Champions League, so I want a team like that. I used to watch Chelsea do it under Jose Mourinho, beat us every single time, Drogba bullying our centre backs. There's that video going around of Alonso barges into, knocks out Bellerin and scores.
Do you want the icing on the cake?
Go on.
If Spurs get relegated.
Yeah, listen, wow.
Oh.
If Spurs,
and that's looking like it. That should have been a real talk on Cap as well, mate. And I think they might. It's not looking good.
Yeah. I think they will get relegated. When I was looking at the fixtures earlier, I think they will actually go down, and it'll be some parade in May when we're lifting whatever we're lifting, and Tottenham also go down. Yeah, it could be mad. Where was we with that question? So that question will come to me quickly, because I'll just say that's straight Cap. I'll say that team, that team was the youngest team in the Premier League at the time. Arteta was only his 3rd or 4th year in management. No one expected us to be in a title race. We didn't have the depth we had now. We all know what happened when Saliba got injured. We've had countless injuries this year. We've dealt with them. This team is stronger, more physical, more robust. They've got Declan Rice. Arteta is a much more experienced manager. And Manchester City don't have David Silva. They don't have Kevin De Bruyne. You know, they've still got a wonderful team. Don't get me wrong. They're still a top side. And listen, they're on for a quad as well. Everyone keeps saying how bad City are. They're not bad. You know, they're not bad. They're just not at the level that they was. Anyway, go to Jason now. Or Dan, go on, Dan, on that.
Oh, yeah, I'll come in on that. I think it's Cap. But like I said, I'm not where you're at, Dan. I'm still a little bit concerned. I've already said it. I think if Man City lose another game and then we win, let's say they lose on the weekend and we win, then I'll be feeling a lot more confident. But for me, I'm still a bit concerned, and I'm just keeping my feet grounded, still taking a game at a time. I've been there before.
Man, get this guy out of the thing, bro. I don't know what he's going on about here in the show. He's spamming the chat, bro, with this thing about Jez. Get him out, man. Ban him. Sorry, Jez, mate. Should have done that ages ago.
Yeah, he's been banned.
I'm blocking them, mate. They're coming from my channel. I'm blocking them.
Yeah. But as you alluded to, Dan, this ain't the same team that threw it away that season when Man City won it. I think the key thing here is our defence. Defensively strong, defensively robust. Yeah, I think that's what's going to get us over the line. The only thing that may make us falter, like that game against Brighton, it could have gone wrong with that tactics that we set up with, but we got it over the line. So let's just hope that Lady Luck, we're going to need a little bit of luck as well, Dan, to get over the line, I would say. So hopefully Lady Luck's with us. The defence stays solid and we get over the line. That's it. It's all in our hands now. Even if we go to the Etihad and draw now and we just win the rest of our games, we can't be caught. So it's looking good. But I would still say stay grounded. I'm not losing myself. I'm not negative. I'm concerned about the Carabao Cup final as well. I watched.
Have you got your outfit ready yet?
Say again.
For the parade. Have you got your outfit?
I've got loads of numbers, mate. I've got loads of numbers. Don't worry. I've already worked it out. I'm gonna have a scarf around my head. Might even do some army stuff underneath there, mate. I've got a couple of plans, man. Bottle of Ray and Nephews, all of that sort of stuff going on. But yeah, let's just take a game at a time. And obviously, I think everyone's going to be... There's a lot of people we've met on YouTube, innit, Dan? We've never met in person. So I'm looking forward to meeting everyone that I've met along this journey. So yeah, it's going to be good. That's if it happens. And even the final in the Carabao Cup, I'm still 50-50 on that. I watched them dispatch bloody Newcastle on the weekend. Mamou slapped in 2 goals. So
it's a final with two of the best teams, Dan. So that's going to be nervous for that, you know. Anyway, quickly, guys, we've got 128 people watching, but we've only got 26 likes. Guys, come on. You're watching the channel.
Smash those likes, people. Man. It's free, man. It's free.
Small channel. Just give us a little...
And subscribe as well, man. Good content every week. Jason, we'll come to you.
Look, it's Cap for me, because it's not the same City side, but it's also not the same Arsenal side. You're looking at an Arsenal side that now, you know, is far more resolute, is far more resilient, has far better depth. You're not one injury away from capitulation. We spoke about, you know, the injury to Saka, injury to Saliba. You're not bringing in a Rob Holding now to try and you know, hold off an Erling Haaland at the Etihad in a clutch must-win game.
Don't remind me of that game.
But that's what I'm saying. You get the PTSD. But whatever Arsenal side you were to look at now in terms of whatever 11 went out against City at the Etihad, you're confident, aren't you? You're not talking about a City like you had back then with a prime Ruben Diaz, John Stones playing like Baresi, prime Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland on absolute smoke. You know, Haaland's going through his injury situation now, and I know they made some changes at the weekend. But again, if he's to miss 3 or 4 games of that big game run, does that start to throw off their momentum a little bit? So for me, absolute cap. I just don't think it's the same City side. I just think it's a much stronger, much more resolute Arsenal side. And I also think the Arsenal players believe this time. I don't think they believed at that time. I don't think they had the experience or the know-how to genuinely believe that even with a massive point gap like they had then, that they could do it. I think they believe now.
Yeah, I echo that. I'm just going to read this out to you guys. I've just been sent this by my good friend, my stat man, I like to call him. You know him, Dan Ads. I wish he'd become a big part of the channel because he's, you don't want to.
Oh yeah, if you think Dan's positive, Ads.
Yeah, you meet this guy, my mate. Trust me, he rubs off on me, mate. But even sometimes we're 2-0 down. He's like, "We're going to win." I'm like, "Ads, there's 5 minutes left, mate. The game's done." Yeah. But anyway, this is Man City's next 7 games, guys. Just been like because they've got Liverpool now. They play Real Madrid away in the last 16. They then play West Ham away. They then play Real Madrid at home. They then play Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final. They then play Liverpool at home in the Emirates Cup quarter-final. They then play Chelsea away in the Premier League, and they then play Arsenal at home in the Premier League. Wow. Wow.
And the thing is, Dan, you spoke earlier about like the 3-game run that we had when we had Bayern, and you're worried about that. Like, imagine that over the course of a month. Like that is going to absolutely drain on you. You can't really look at any game and go, can we rest? Can we rotate? If someone's carrying a knock or a niggle, we got to get them through. But not just that, you just don't have the rest. Like you said, you come back from Spain and you're going, doesn't make sense to go to Manchester. We might as well stay in. Now your whole game plan, everything about your preparation is thrown off because it's just
them games there though. Just reading them out, yeah. You've got Real Madrid, West Ham away, Arsenal in the cup final, Liverpool in the quarterfinal, Chelsea in the league. They are going to be absolutely drained. This City team cannot deal with. There's at least 2 losses in there, and hopefully one of them's the final and one's in the league. Anyway, quickly,
I think they're going to smash Real Madrid.
Dan, hold on. I think we've just made a bit of history here, Gooners Therapy. Did we just get our first £10 super chat?
I think it might be on Jez's one. Is that on your one, Jez?
Is that your one, Jez?
Sorry, mate.
Is that, I don't know? Is some sort of super chat here? Are we not monetized right now, Dan? Are we still dealing with that issue?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I don't know. This Netweed, they've put a 10.
I think that's on Jez's channel because it's got a little.
One? It's got a star on it,
a paper clip on it, innit?
Okay.
Is that on yours, Jez?
Yeah, it is. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. Don't be silly.
All right. Let's get it up anyway, man. It's a super chat, innit?
Get it up. It's a super chat, yeah. Get it up.
I'll read it out, man. Dan,
football is not about positivity or negativity. It's about league titles, decorated clubs like ours. Go on, Jez. You want to read it? Sorry, mate.
No, go on, mate. Thank you, Netweed. Always, man. Absolutely, he's a real one on my channel. Absolutely.
Netweed09. Subscribe to our channel as well, Netweed, man. Seriously, we're trying to get some of that money as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, support equals being positive. Why do our fans always have the casual attitude and celebrate early?
Good point.
No, listen.
Good point.
Listen. We're not celebrating early. I'm not jumping about it. I'm not Netweed. Big up Netweed. I'm not celebrating. Does anyone see me?
You're not saying so you're not saying it's done. You still think there's still a little bit inside your head somewhere that's thinking maybe.
It's not done. But I said before the season, are we not allowed to make predictions? Am I not allowed to say I think my team's going to win the league?
Of course you are.
Jez has said it. Jez thinks we're going to win the league. So I'm not celebrating until it's done. No one's celebrating until it's done. I'm enjoying the journey. And when I come out of games and I go on fan cams, that's the whole point of them. You come out the game.
With you, Dan, obviously you're 95% there, but there is a little 5% in the back of your head somewhere that says, you know what?
There is, mate.
Naturally, innit?
Listen, at the end of the day, it's a game of football played by 22 men. We could have 50 shots on Sunday or Saturday against Everton. They could score one lucky goal and we could lose or draw the game, God forbid. And Man City could win and it's back in their favour. Listen, nothing's done. They're still a great side. They've got Ballon d'Or winner. They've got the greatest manager of all time. Of course, it's not over. No one's celebrating or saying it's over. I think we're going to win the Premier League. I think we're going to win maybe 2 or 3 trophies this year. I could be totally wrong, right? It's a prediction. That's all it is, guys. So no one's. I believe me. I ain't celebrating until it's mathematically impossible for them to, to catch us.
I don't disagree with you, mate. Right?
Yeah.
Look, everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether you are ultra positive or negative, whatever. Christ Almighty, man, the amount of abuse I get, right? I've had it tonight in your chat. That clown has come over from my channel. I get it every single day, and I don't give a shit, because what I do not do is I don't react to them, because all they're doing, right, is trying to get a reaction out of me, and I don't bother with them. I just like delete. And they will get bored, because all these people are little boring little kids. But the thing is, you're entitled. We're all entitled to our opinion.
Yeah.
And the thing is, on here right now, there's 4 adults who've got a valid opinion. We may not always agree, but that's what life is about, and that is what everybody should have that right to do, and I haven't got a problem with it. But I'm not going to sit here, right, and abuse you or anybody else. I'm just going to say, oh, well, I don't agree with you.
Facts.
That's what adults do. When you get little wankers come in the chat and try and be an absolute twat, then that's the sort of people you just say, well, go away, little boy. They are little kids.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
They're sat in their bedroom, right? Should be doing their homework. They actually should be in bed, because they actually go to school tomorrow, right? Yeah. And they just shut up and go away, because you're not an adult, you're an idiot. So I don't give them the reaction they want, and they get bored and they go away. Yeah. So
and then they get blocked, innit? Anyway, banned, and see you later.
Frowley, I will mod you up, mate. I can't do it on this stream because it's not my stream, mate. I will mod you up tomorrow. All right. But big up, man. Well done to you.
But yeah, make sure everyone's hitting those like buttons in there. We'll move on to the next.
Yeah, guys,
Dan.
we've got 122 watching. We've still only got 30 likes. So I don't know what's going on here, guys. Come on, man. Smash those likes for us, man, people. Come on, smash the likes. It only takes
you
1
can
second.
do it. You can
smash
do
the
it,
likes
man.
for us.
I'm just going to say, guys, everybody that's come from my channel, right? Please subscribe and like to this channel. Yeah, they've very kindly invited me over. So please like and subscribe to them. Come on.
Love.
Yeah, I know. He says it says 87. On my one, it says 121 watching. I don't know, but maybe it's a bit late
on
or
YouTube
something.
in a minute.
When I'm going on YouTube, it does say 87. But anyway, whatever it is, smash the likes, man, please. I think it's 120 include. I think it's 87 on this channel and 30 on Jez's. So that's why it's showing 121 here on mine. I think that's.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Yeah. So
nice to have you. Nice to see you. To see you, nice, man. Trust me. But yeah, we'll get on to the next real talk or cap. Dan, you'll like this one. I want to come to you first as well. I know you love this one. Arteta. No, I'll start with Mikel Arteta. Could go down as Arsenal's greatest ever manager. Go on, Dan.
Well, I would have to say that's real talk, because I mean, you've got Arsene Wenger, of course, 7 FA Cups, 3 Premier League titles. Are we going to count the Community Shields? I don't think we will. Let's just go with the big trophies. So Wenger's got 10 trophies, 3 of them being the Premier League, 1 of them being an invincible. So it's going to be very hard. He's only got 1 trophy so far. However, he could have 5 by the end of the season. So listen, you've got Herbert Chapman. Jez will have to, Jez is the historian. I think, did he win 3 league titles in the 30s? I think something like that.
Sorry, who?
Herbert Chapman, did he win 3 league titles in the 30s?
Well, that's always a contentious one. He actually only won 2 because he died, and it was actually Allison that won the other ones. But
Okay.
hey, I hear you. I hear you.
So 2.5, 3, whatever. So obviously, yeah, and then obviously George Graham won about 7 trophies. I think he won a European Cup Winners' Cup, 2 league titles, League Cup, FA Cup, and another FA Cup, maybe, I think. So, yeah, look, can Arteta go down as the greatest Arsenal manager of all time? 100% yes. Will he? Will he? I think that could come down to whether he wins the Champions League or not, because I do see Arteta winning. If we win the Premier League this year, we'll be favourites to win it next year. And I do think Arsenal have never won back-to-back league titles, only in the 30s, right? As far as I know, it's only in the 30s. Anyone in the chat or Jez, correct me if I'm wrong. We've never done it in the Premier League. Even our great teams that played the best football under Wenger, we could never retain the title. Gary Neville says it quite a lot. That is the hardest thing to do in football. So if we can win a back-to-back Premier League and win a Champions League, and you throw in the FA Cup, or he's already won, and we win a League Cup with something to go with it, then he'd be in the conversation for the greatest manager in Arsenal's history. So I'm going to go with real talk.
Okay, fair enough. On this, look, I hear you. Right now, I go cap. But I'll tell you why. We ain't done it yet. We ain't done it. Come back and tell me, I'll say again, come back and tell me when we've won the Premier League and the Champions League in May. No, I'll change that. Right? If we win the League Cup, right, and the FA Cup and the Champions League, then I have to say, fair play. You've outdone every other manager since the 70s. I'm not going to include Herbert Chapman in that, because obviously we didn't have European football. But right now, for me, in my lifetime, the best Arsenal manager is George Graham. He won 7 trophies in 9 years. That takes some beating. So for me right now, he's my best manager in Arsenal's history in the modern era. And the thing is, a lot of people get confused with Herbert Chapman. He set up one of the greatest teams at Arsenal, but he didn't win everything because, unfortunately, sadly, he died.
Yeah.
And
what didn't he win then? Because I know he won the leagues. Did he
won
win
Arsenal's first FA Cup?
Yeah.
Right, 1934.
Yeah.
32, 30, I can't remember. And then he went on first division. He then, unfortunately, went to watch a reserve game in January 36, caught pneumonia and died. The reserve manager took over, won the next first division, so it's 3 on the bounce, and went on to win a couple more FA Cups. And yes, you're right, mate. He won 3 of the bounce at Huddersfield. Yes, you're correct. And the funny thing is on this one, right? The funny thing is, this makes me laugh. A lot of Arsenal fans go on about George Graham going to Tottenham after playing. He's manager at Arsenal.
He played for Tottenham, didn't he?
Herbert Chapman played for Tottenham.
Yeah.
So I always find it a bit of a weirdo. I just don't get it. And I've always had this argument about whether George Graham should have a statue. For me, yes, he should. Unbelievable manager for me. In 7 trophies in 9 years, won our 2nd trophy in Europe. So yeah, now.
Jamie says six trophies in 9 years, but wherever it was 6 or 7.
I'm getting old now. The old brain's going a bit dead.
Well, he's got it here for us. The 2 first division titles, 89, obviously everyone knows the famous one. 91, we only lost 1 game. 2 League Cups. 87 was his first trophy, and then the
Is
FA
that Jamie
Cup.
that came on the other day?
No, that's Thingy's friend, Jamie.
Oh yeah, James's friend, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go to this comment before we go to. No manager built two teams on from nothing to win leagues.
Who's he saying built 2 teams?
I'm not sure, but Ferguson definitely built a few teams and won leagues. Anyway, Jason, Arteta could go down or will go down, let's say, as Arsenal's greatest ever manager.
Look, I think if he wins the Champions League, for example, it puts him in a category that isn't comparable to any manager in our history, because no manager in the history of the club has been able to do it and get us over the line in what everyone seems to be thinking is the top one. Every time we go away, we've sat in away ends, or even sat in the home end, and fans come to us and go, "Where's the Champions League?" That's the song. That's the song they sing. The fact that he would stop clubs being able to come to our ground and being able to sing that song and have to shut them up. And we get Ipswich Town fans singing it, Aston Villa fans, like teams that won it way back when, that still pride themselves on that, and we've got no real comeback. If he can turn around and shut that chant up everywhere we go for the rest of our history, for me that puts him in a category that's God tier. That
Man said God tier.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I think with Arteta, if he goes and wins the Champions League, Premier League, and another trophy this season, then he's definitely in the conversation, man. 100% in the conversation for me. Like Jason said, no one's won the Champions League, so you go from hair to hair if you go and win that Champions League. So yeah, it's looking like it might happen this season, and I hope he does get it over the line, and we can have this conversation come May, like Jed says, and then we'll be talking about next season, because I really do feel if we do win the Premier League this season, and let's say win the Champions League this season, we may be looking at a period of domination, mate. Trust me. Yeah, with all that money that's coming, I think he will strengthen as well. I think he will get some players shipped out, him and Berta together. Yeah, and I think we'll just go from strength to strength from there. And I think what will be key as well, if we do, let's say we just win the Premier League or the Champions League, one of them, the fans are going to unite, because at the moment there's still a divide, isn't it? So I think the fans will unite, everyone will be together, everyone will be backing Arteta, and I think, yeah, we'll go from strength to strength, man.
There's just some people, I don't know if they're Arsenal fans or not now, but like Farley here, 1.2 billion spent. So what? So what? I don't understand. What does that mean? So what? So what? We spent money. Every team spends money. Real Madrid spend money. They've got 15 Champions Leagues. Chelsea coming under Abramovich, spent loads of money, won it all. Do you think they care? Like Liverpool just spent 450 million, more than Arsenal. Where are they? Manchester United have spent billions, way more than us in the last 10 years. Where are they? Chelsea have got a squad that costs more than us. They haven't beat us since 2021. So I don't understand. Mafia boss coming in all the time. You can't be an Arsenal fan. Arteta hasn't won anything in 5 years. He's crap. Well, listen, mate. We're talking about now. What's happening now? He built a team to win. He took over a team that was in hell of a transition. We've come close, and now we're here in an unbelievable position. And we have people saying that, they're concentrating on the things he hasn't done rather than the things he's potentially about to do, which is it beggars belief. But listen,
even a man like me, you know where I've been down, innit? I'm not focusing on no negatives right now. I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Listen, that can only be said, right?
I can't do it.
You can talk about 1.2 billion spent. You can talk about not winning anything for 6 years. Like last season when we finished with nothing, you could talk about that, and I'll hear it, and I'll probably jump in with you and say, you know what, fucking hell, maybe we need a change, right? But right now, the position we're in, that should be slander. There should be none of that talk in any chat. It should be, how many trophies are we going to win? Who's going to get player of the season? You got to live in
the power of now. That's what they call. You got to live in the present sometimes, people. Do you understand?
Exactly.
Going back in the past is just going to put you in a dark place. Just try and be a little bit more positive. That's what I'm doing at the moment anyway. Yeah. FA Cup quarter-final, final of the Carabao Cup, Champions League, Bayer Leverkusen on Wednesday, top of the Premier League. It's a lot to be happy about right now, man. Seriously. You know what I'm saying?
How many years in the last 20 years, for example, has our season essentially been over by February?
This is what I'm saying.
How many times would we have that draw in the Champions League where you go out and you draw Bayern Munich, you got no 5-1. You're already
Jason, you're right. This is
Yes,
22 years we're
done.
talking about. This stage of the season over the last 22 years, we have been in some dark places come March, April, coming up to April. We're finished. Everything's done. 22 years of pain, man. And right now, I
Looking
ain't
forward
been
to
in this
August.
position
Yeah,
for a
looking
long
forward to
time.
August already. Get
This
to
is what I'm
February. Looking
saying.
forward to August.
Exactly. Look, I mean, honestly, the pain I've had suffered as an Arsenal fan, you know, I just have to give so much credit to what Mikel Arteta has done, because he's united the fans. The Emirates is a different place. He's got a group of players that want to win, a group of players that will fight and die for the shirt. That's all you can ask for. Doesn't matter what style of football we're doing. Doesn't matter any of that. All that matters is if you've got 11 men on that pitch that will die for the badge, that will go to war for their manager, go to war for us fans, and that's what he's built. We haven't got over the line, but he's kept on and he's kept on. They believe in him. They're signing long-term contracts. And we are in a position now that any other team could dream about. This is a dream scenario that we're in. Now let's go and finish the job and go and bring some trophies home. Simple as that.
Simple as that, man. Right, get on to the last factor and what's it called? Real talk or cap, should I say?
The only thing I disagree with, right, on that is I'm not blaming Arteta for this per se, right? Is Arsenal allowing that absolute arsewipe song to be sung by the fans? It's shit.
Which one?
It's awful. It's disgraceful.
It's is it the one that I refuse to sing, Dan? I think you might be talking about that one. What one is it?
Yeah,
my favourite
you
song.
know the one. It's absolute shit.
Should I sing it for you?
No, please don't. Please. I've seen a clip of you in the Tollington, you singing it, and it's shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
What is it? That one, Jez? Super Mick Arteta one?
No, it's the one about North London together. Bullshit.
North London forever.
Bullshit. Right? It's about prostitutes and drug addicts. What are you talking about? Why are you letting me sing that?
Oh, Jez, I think you're being a bit of a spoiled sport. The chorus of the song is North London forever. You know,
that is not an Arsenal song. That is not.
Listen. Look, you're old school, so listen. I get it, but for me, when I'm at the stadium and that plays, it does give me I do get a little bit of a feeling before the game. You know, each to their own. You're very old school. If you don't like the song, you don't like the song. You don't have to like it. Do you know what I mean? But look, again.
Jez, I don't want to ever see you singing. I'm going to catch you singing that, Jez. Watch.
No, you won't. Never in a million years.
With the scarf up and that. At least we got one now, though, Jez. I know what you're saying about. At least we got one now.
You got to remember, it's a new era. It's the Emirates. I think it's good. It's good for the players. It's good for the fans, especially the next generation. Because what it is, these new songs, no one likes the new
shit about the song.
No one. No, they do. They do. You can see the pan. You look. Even the managers next to Arteta, they play the song. I'm telling you now that you see them singing it. You see Jesus. There's a video of him going around singing it, and I think it's good for the next generation to have a song, you know, because in 30 years' time.
You tell me once when you've seen an Arsenal player singing that song.
Oh, they all sing it.
No, they don't.
They do. I promise you they do. Next time, have a look. Let me just sort my camera out.
I watch every game, mate, and I can promise you, they don't fucking sing that shit. Seriously, man. Seriously.
Dan's positive that they what's it called?
Yeah, no, I definitely saw a video of it was either Jesus or Big Gabby. I definitely think Jesus singing it.
Yeah, well, he's a pile of shit, isn't he?
They get behind it, mate. They get behind it.
Sorry, I don't agree. Anyway,
Johnny, what's that about? Wow, big positive Dan picture. I think he wants a kiss. Listen, I already said your name was questionable, Johnny. Yeah, you're taking things too far now. You're taking things too far, man. Look at his name, people. Tell me that's not a questionable name, but you're my guy anyway, man.
Yeah,
the next one we was going on to, we've kind of touched on it already. Winning the Champions League is more important than winning the Premier League. Real talk or cap? Jez, you touched on it already.
That's a tough one, isn't it? That is tough, isn't it, really? Look.
And if
I've
you can get it up,
said it already.
there's a
Man.
thing of Jesus singing it.
I'm a greedy
Go on.
bastard.
Anyway,
Yeah,
guys.
I want it all. But I've never seen us win a Champions League. I've seen us being in a final, got cheated. And I'll say that every single day of my life. We got cheated by that referee. And 10 years later, he admitted it. He admitted it. So,
Big up, Phil.
For me, it's got to be a Champions League. Yes, I want the Premier League. Of course I do. Of course I do. Yeah.
I've just clocked what you're doing. But what do you think is what do you think is the more the
Yeah, how I
trophy?
put it down is, Champions League is more important than winning the Premier League. Real talk or cap?
Fucking hell, so hard, man.
Go on, sorry, just go for it, just.
For me, I'm going to be an idiot. I'm going to have to say it's Champions League. Sorry.
So you're going for real talk on that, yeah?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Champions League.
Jason, my friend.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say it's cap for me. I think that there's a few things. I think one of the things, firstly, for me, the Premier League comes before the Champions League, so the league season finishes. The last thing you can do is lose a Premier League from the position that we're in now, and then expect to go into a Champions League final in your best form and your strongest, most confident form. I also think that given we've been so close to winning the league and we've consistently finished second for that period, we absolutely have to get that one over the line. I think the gap that we've made and the progress that we've made in Europe, certainly in the Champions League, has been commendable. And I obviously spoke earlier about the fact that Arteta winning the Champions League would put him in god tier status, but I still think that the Premier League is the most important one, in the same way that you probably argue that the Carabao Cup is probably more important than the FA Cup, just because of the time and the time that it takes place in the season and what that can kind of go on and do for you. I think if you lose the Premier League from the position that we're in now to go into a Champions League final, you're probably not as confident as you maybe would be.
Jason, can I ask you this question, mate?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Isn't it great to be in a position, right, where we've got to make these awful decisions, right? Isn't it? Isn't it awful that we actually got to sit here and go, oh, do we want the Premier League or do we want the Champions League? Do you want the FA Cup or do you want the League Cup?
They are real, yeah. When we were losing 8-2 to Man United and getting thumped by Bayern every season, this was not a position I ever expected to find my club in. So yeah, you're right.
It's an awful thing to make that decision because, right now, guys, I'm sitting here, right, we're sitting there, top of the hill, almost, yeah? So I'm still going to say, for me, it's everything. I'm not sure that will happen, but there's no reason why it can't. Let's be honest. Unless we get some horrendous injuries, then it'll all go tits up. But isn't it a great feeling to sit here and say, who do I want? Champions League, Premier League, League Cup, FA Cup? When have we ever been in this position before?
Facts.
When? You got to roll the dice and say, well, I want Premier League, I want Champions League, I want the FA Cup, I want the League Cup. Yeah. And I'm a greedy fucker and I want to say, well, I want all of it. Give me a 6, we take the lot. Thanks very much.
The fact that we're even confident that we can go on and almost favourites to be Champions League finalists, Champions League winners potentially, tells you exactly where this club is, and you wouldn't necessarily think it if you just sat on the internet and sat on X all day, or sat on Instagram or YouTube and watch phone cams. But that's the reality.
Jez, what would you say to this thing here? If you want my honest opinion, I do not think this manager will win a single trophy.
I have to look at it both sides, mate. Mafia boss, at the end of the day, fella, it could happen. We've seen it; it's happened, hasn't it? So I can't argue against it, man. I can't argue against it because it could go horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. We could lose to Man City in the League Cup final. Yeah, I personally, I'll give you my prediction on that game. I think that's going to go to penalties. I won't lie. I think I'll go to penalties. I think these two.
Yeah, you know what? I think you could be right as well with that.
I think the two teams are going to negate each other. It'll go extra time and it's going to go pens. That'll be an absolute nightmare.
Do you think that's not of a crazy thing to someone to say, though, that they don't think he's going to ever win a trophy for Arsenal, considering we're in the final? You know, we've got.
Look, let's fair play to him. He's been realistic. We've been here so many times with this manager.
No, we haven't. No. Sorry. I've got to debunk this thing that we've been there so many times because it's just not true. You name me the times that we were here before.
What was his manager?
Yeah, go on. When were they?
Well, hello. We were 7 points clear in 23, and we lost to Man City.
Yeah, so that's one time. When are all these other times?
Semi-finals of the Champions League last season, choked.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what are we doing? We're talking about the Premier League, right? He got the club to the first semi-final. I don't know what people.
Season. And
we weren't top last season. We weren't top last season.
Yes, we were at one point at Christmas.
No, we wasn't.
We lost to Liverpool.
We was not top last season.
What are you telling me here?
Jez, I'm telling you now that we were never top last season. Liverpool ran away with the title.
Right,
won every game early.
At the end of the day, we did.
So it's only 1 year when he had the youngest squad in the league. The other year we went head to head with Man City. We was 1 point ahead. We were 1 point. We were 1 point ahead of them with 5 games to go. So this whole thing about bottling has got blown up by the media.
The House says semis of Europa League finals and Carabao Cup twice.
The manager couldn't deliver it with the young squad he had. Right. So
yeah, 4 years ago, and everyone's still banging on about it.
Well, of course they will, because at the end of the day, there's no faith in the manager. I'm not convinced he's going to get us over the line this year.
You said you think we're going to win the Premier League.
Yes, because at the end of the day, where we are, right now,
he's staying positive. He's staying positive like me.
No, but look, he thinks we're going to win it.
Yeah, right now, of course, I'm going to say we should win it because where we are, we're top of the league. Right, we haven't lost a game in the Champions League, only conceded 3 goals. We're in a League Cup final, right, and we're now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So for me, right, this manager should win it all. Fact.
But that doesn't come away from what the comment was. What Mafia boss said, Don Corleone, is that it could also go the other way. As much as I don't think it will, I'm leading towards something coming on this season. There is something in the back of my head that said it could all crumble away, man. It could. I don't think it will, but I've set myself up for that. What's it called? That reality as well. If I'm being honest with you,
I don't want it to go wrong. Look, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just so negative all the time, Jez. You're never getting." No, I'm not. I want to win everything. Right, I'm a lifelong Arsenal fan. Yeah, and I've seen us since '67. I want us to win everything, right? But I just sometimes worry about what this manager will do. Okay, and I've said to you earlier, guys, if we get another 2 or 3 injuries, we're in shit. We ain't got the backup, and I don't want to see that. So at the end of the day, I want it all. Yeah. I want to see it all. We've never. God, when was the last time? Somebody please tell me. Yeah, Darren, you're taking a piss now. When was the last time we were in a great position in the Champions League? We're in a League Cup final, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and top of the league. Please, someone tell me that.
And who have we got to thank for that? Arteta.
Well said, Jason.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I hear you. I get you.
No one's denying that, Jason.
Now, Jason, he's got to get us over the line. My worry is, Jason, is that it could go wrong, and I'm going to be sitting here going.
And it could go so right, and you could be sitting here doing the most.
We could all be going.
Listen, I think we will win the Premier League, and that's I think any fan would just say if you have to just bite your hand off and take that now, because That's what we want. We want the Premier League, you know. And if we can go and win any other trophy with it, it's gonna be amazing. Anyway, let's welcome Marty. Marty,
Yeah,
missed out.
Marty.
So quickly, what I want to do quickly, because Marty's just come on.
Big
I
up
just
yourself,
want
guys.
to
Thank
quickly
you.
do a few.
I think he's gone. I think what he
Oh,
wants to
Someone
do,
with
Marty,
and
is
get
that we've been doing. Oh, go on,
But-
Dan. You come back in.
Dan's back in the
Yes, I'm
building.
back. I don't know what's going on there. Yes, Marty, thanks for coming on as well, bro. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're doing it's either real talk or cap, true or false, basically, but we've jazzed it up with our own names. Anyway, so the first question was this Arsenal team. This will be the greatest season in Arsenal's history. Is it real talk or is it cap?
Right, so first and foremost, thank you very much for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you fine gentlemen. We've got positive Dan in the building. We've got another positive Dan in the building. And Jez, I was on that live with you the other night, and it is very, very nice to chat to you and get your insight. And I think I brought a bit of positivity out of you. And we were talking about Arteta in t-shirts. We were talking about Arteta statues and all of this. So I probably dived in at the right time of this live. It's what I just heard. So look, is this side, me personally?
No. Will it? No. It's not the side. It's will it be the greatest season in Arsenal's history? So nothing to do with the squad because that's debatable. You could for years.
Well, no.
We know
that's got everything to do with the squad because you can't have the greatest season without the best squad or team. It's the team, the squad, the manager, the club that put it over the line. So, you know, in my opinion, not to say, you know, not to correct you, but, you know, ultimately we're only going to find that out at the end of the season. And it's as simple as that. You can't, a lot of what we're talking about and a lot of all this, you know, comment on games and the performances and and where we're at now. Ultimately, you know, look, let's say hypothetically, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but hypothetically, you know, let's say Arsenal went and won the quad, which this, for me personally, this squad team manager club is capable of doing if they turn up on their day and deliver. Now, will they is the question. And we will only find that out when it comes to clutch situations, i.e. Carabao Cup final against Manchester City. The next run-in, obviously, we've got Everton first, and then we've got Bournemouth. We beat those. We get 6 points out of those games, and then we go to the empty head and beat City there. We will be 10, regardless of City's other results. Worst ways will be 10 points in front. I do believe at that moment, especially as well after if we win a Carabao Cup, the Carabao Cup will be in the bag, and then the season will basically be in the bag due to the fact there'll be 5 games left, and I'd find it very hard to see that this current Arsenal side would lose 2 games and draw 2 or whatever, or lose 3 games, you know, out of 5. I mean, they might lose
only
1.
lost 3 all season.
Yeah, exactly, in all competitions. So, look, for me personally, I've watched Arsenal for 40 years and I've seen some phenomenal sides. And I've had feelings about those sides when I've watched them. Like I remember when I watched the 1990-91 side. And every game that I watched, I just knew how good we were. And I didn't really fear any team. Very similar with the Invincibles and obviously the team of 98, even though we had some bad results in that season. What I'm seeing now, this Arsenal side, and this is just my opinion for whatever it's worth, the good example, the FA Cup final was drawn tonight. Do you know what? Do you know what I wanted?
You wanted Man City?
No, I wanted Chelsea.
Oh.
I wanted Chelsea. Why? We've beaten them 3 times
We'll
since Rossini's been in charge. And, you know, that's over. He's been in charge 12 games and we've beaten them 3 times. And we'll do it again. And they're good games. Listen, I understand the Southampton game, you know, realistically, yeah, it's a good tie. But the thing, ultimately, what I look at with this Arsenal side is there's a period of time, especially after 2007, when up until 2000 and probably the beginning of this season, where there were teams that I didn't necessarily fancy. And I'd be looking at, say, if we were in the Champions League, I'd be looking at a Real Madrid or I don't know, Barcelona or a Bayern Munich. And I'd be like, it's a tough game, and or a Manchester United or a Liverpool. But right here, right now, and this is just I might be wrong, I might be delusional, I might be, but the feeling that I get and the way that I look at this team, club, squad, manager, players, set up, everything is there ain't a team on this planet that I don't think we can beat, and that's just. I mean, listen, we've beaten Bayern Munich. We've beaten the best. We've smashed teams. We've played badly, still got results. Like Brighton, great example of playing. We didn't play. We just didn't. We lacked up front, but defensively we were good. We looked edgy. It wasn't pretty football, but we got the job done. And in seasons gone by, that didn't happen. We would have drawn or lost those games. And you could say, what happened with the Wolves game, but listen, we all know what happened to Wolves after that game. They went on to smash Villa and they smashed Liverpool. And they're two, Villa are a team that everyone touted to win the league or be, in contention for winning the league. So it's that's just how I see it. But until the season's done, you can't. I mean, listen, if they fell off now as well, I mean, there's going to be an absolute catastrophe. It'll be a monumental meltdown, and there'll be some serious issues. But I just can't see it, and then and not to go on too much, but for example, the Brighton game. This is the difference. Ultimately, this is the real nuts and bolts of it. The difference is against Brighton, Saliba gets injured in the warm up on the bus, or wherever it was, or in the changing room, or on the walk, or stroking Win the dog, or whatever it was. So we bring in Mascara, we bring in Mascara, and he's a fantastic player, an exceptional buy, great bit of business for 13 million quid. And listen, I really rate him, but he had a poor game. He had a poor first half, and he looked dodgy. He picked up a booking, and I think my opinion is he looked like he could have picked up another one and maybe got sent off. And he just wasn't the best game. So what happened? We've got the ability to bring on Calafiori, switch it around at the back. We've not had those options before. We've not had that way of being able to change games, and mix it up. We've got just a variety of players that can just do jobs in different positions, and we can win ugly. And I don't know whether Jez will agree with me, but I think, one thing I'm aware is Jez has watched a lot of football from a lot of years, and probably a lot more, than me. But, there's some 19, we touched on it last time we were speaking, that, sometimes when you're winning leagues, or a lot of the times, you're not going to go and smash teams every week 3 or 4-0. It just doesn't happen. There's going to be times you're going to win ugly, and you're going to have to get it over the line. And some of the 90s, the football in the 80s and 90s when we won stuff was not good at all. It was good, but it just wasn't pretty. And if anything, honestly, football is prettier in ways, even the bad football. But it's just getting the job done. I remember a lot of, there's a lot of teams that win stuff. You look at times Real Madrid have won Champions Leagues. They've done it like they've got 1-0 up and then they'll waste time and, all that housery stuff. It's football. I think sometimes, look, you can get carried away with, and I'm not saying this, I don't say this disrespectfully to anyone. Literally just before this, obviously, I had to put my kids to bed, my missus is away, and I was playing FIFA with my daughter, and them score lines are very different from real football, and it's just a different situation. But ultimately, as well, look, I don't want to get to the end of the season and let's say we win stuff and look back on this season and not enjoy it for what it is. I'm generally a positive guy. I've got a positive outlook, and like just touching on it quickly, a situation I experienced on Saturday morning. My stepfather had a heart attack. My missus was away. My mum and stepdad were supposed to be looking after my kids, and obviously couldn't. He was in hospital, nearly died, and that's how important I think life and positivity is in a situation like that. What does my mum need me to be? People call me out for being positive, but what does she need me to be? She needs me to be strong and positive, and that's my outlook in life, and that's what this team needs to be, and that's how you get things over the line in life. That's how I relate that to life. That's the important thing, the positivity, not the negative meltdown. Don't get me wrong, you've got to criticize where possible, where it needs to be, and you've got to adjust when you need to.
So Mark, are you saying that you've got not even a little bit, 2% of doubt in the back of your mind, or you just sort of, it's going to happen and you're just sticking with that? You're not even letting that doubt creep into your mind?
I mean, look, I understand that winning a quad is an absolutely, that's a big ask. Like, let's be honest, that's a big ask. Like, could it happen? Yeah, it could. I mean, listen, it could. But I'm not sitting here, but yeah, do I believe that we'll win this season, honestly? And, of course, and we'll win a double. Yes, I do. And of course, believe you me, we'll know I'm going to get called out if we don't. I'm probably one of the first targets online if Arsenal end up empty-handed this season, and I get that, and I stand by it. But it's not going to change my opinion. That is how I view this side, and do you know what? If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up. But I'm just seeing something different with this Arsenal team, like those results. When we're grinding out results, that is important. It's, do you remember years ago, like pundits would say, and people, we had a soft underbelly. We couldn't grind out results. Now we're grinding out results. Like people saying, oh, it's terrible. Oh, do this. Oh, we're killing the Premier League. Oh, this is the worst Premier League ever. If this was the worst Premier League ever, why is there 6 Premier League teams in the Champions League? It's still in there, yeah, as well. And even Tottenham.
Why is the relegation battle? Why is the relegation battle so good? Why is the top 4, top 5 race so good? Why is the title race so good? Why can any team beat any team? Pep Guardiola said in his interview just the other day, this is the toughest Premier League season he's ever endeavoured. Every team can beat every team. This is for rival fans to say, not for our own fans to say. And that's what pisses me off, because as fans together, we should not be shitting on the great things we're about to do and saying, oh, it's only because of this or it's only because of that. And
I don't think Stan is about shitting on things.
But not you, Jess. But I'm saying there's people in the chat here now. Someone's this Mafia boss. I know he's someone who comes in your chat talking about his Sunday league team wouldn't even want Arteta. Well, he's clearly just a complete fool, isn't he? I'm sorry. Yeah. But you've got to be a complete idiot.
That's Don Corleone you're speaking to, man. Come on,
I don't care, mate. Anyone with a name like that, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It just winds me up. But look, listen, it is what it is. People have their opinions. But going on with obviously, listen, I don't want this to become a thing now. Where
sorry, Dan, sorry to interrupt you. Can I just say another thing on this, right, as well? Okay, so if this is the worst Premier League season ever, right? Why do so many teams have so many injuries? And I'll tell you exactly why. It ain't because these players are like back in the 90s when players went out, getting out of their heads and crashing, like Tony Adams, crashing cars through fucking people's front rooms, because that's Arsenal used to have a Tuesday club, or, that's what they did. These are more professional athletes, right, that look after themselves and eat, sleep, do everything as they should. The demands of the game and the physicality and the intensity of the game is higher than it's ever been. That's why it's not like these players have got softer. The reason why there's more injuries is the game's more intense. There's a lot more games, and they're a lot faster, and there's a lot more expected, and they're a lot quicker.
Marty, though, come on, let's be honest, right? You've seen, and respect to you, and I hope your family's going to get better.
Thank you.
Give you more respect for that.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that, Jez. Thank you.
I mean, I had that when my recent 6 weeks ago, my wife had 2 major heart attacks, and that was the most terrible time of my life. But respectfully, mate, you've seen Arteta push players back on when they've said, I'm not right, I've got a problem. Yeah. And he pushes them on. Now, That's
You're on that fucking.
that is not player management. That is saying, just get back on there, get back on there. Yeah. And then the fact is, the player breaks down. We saw it respectfully with Saka, right? He kept playing him in the red zone. And what happened? He got a grade three hamstring injury.
And Jez, that's a fantastic point, Jez. Do you know what? Sorry to interrupt. That's a really, really good, strong, solid point that you make, and I'm with you on that. 100%, I agree with you. But there is also there's two sides to every story, and there's always a double-edged sword. And in this instance, do you remember the game against Villa when Trossard clearly wasn't at his best? But Arteta brought him on at half-time because he needed to. Trossard comes on. I think he was on for not a lot of time. 9 minutes later or 8 minutes later, he scores the goal, which we needed. And then he takes him off. And sometimes in life, definitely football, but in life you have to take risks. Sometimes these risks pay off, sometimes they don't. In seasons gone by, we've had to play players and redline them like Saka, and he's had to be redlined because that was like Odegaard and Saka were the quality. But now we've got it all over the pitch. And I get that. Definitely, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. And, I think now, if I'm honest with you, a great example of that is Ben White. The reason why Ben White's so basically injury prone now and he's finding it hard is because he's been absolutely hammered. But that's what we had because that's what we had to go with. And he got absolutely pushed to the limit by Arteta.
Don't ban him for that, man. Bring him back, man. He's only having a bit of
banned
fun,
him. I banned him, man.
Sorry,
banned him. Not having that.
He's only calling Marty a crack smoker. That's all right. Bring him back.
The thing is, Marty, the thing is, he did it with Timber.
Oh, right? I love it. Wait, do you know what? That's a new one. I ain't actually had that before.
I don't know how to undo it. He's gone. See, Marty, I got your back.
No, Dan, he's in our chat. Dan, he's in our chat all the time. He has fun. He's all right, that guy, man. He's not bad, man.
Bring it in, mate. Listen. I've heard it all, mate.
He's gone.
I want to make the point here, right? The one thing that really winds me up with Arteta is at times he abuses his plays. He did it with Timber. What happened to him? Player went off half time, come back on, ACL, out for the rest of the season. And we've seen.
What are you talking about? Wait. What are you talking about, Jez? He got his ACL playing his first ever game for Arsenal.
Yeah. And he went off at half time, came back on, and went off within 5 minutes because he'd done his ACL.
Yeah.
Come on. Be
he
fair.
wasn't injured.
Yes, he was. The physios came and looked at him. He went down. The physios went and looked at him, right? He went back on, went down the tunnel half time, came out, 5 minutes, done. End of season.
That happens.
I think that happens in football, man. You're overlooking that.
No. Because at the end of the day, the manager, Arteta, has the ultimate control. And he should have said, you ain't coming back on.
He's guided by the physio and the player, though.
Sorry?
Yeah, exactly.
He's guided by the physio and the player. The physio, my understanding is that the physios, I think Arteta talked about this. I think he said that physios did the test that they would do to test an ACL.
That means our physios are fucking shit because they couldn't. Now, I had somebody try and bullshit me, right, that he had a scan at half time. Bullshit. You can only have that type of scan in hospital.
I can assure you that if you do your ACL, you're not going to play 5 minutes of a Premier League football match.
He came back on and went down.
Okay,
he hadn't done his ACL at that point.
He did
his ACL.
Can I play devil's advocate here?
You saw it. You all saw it.
Right, can I play? Jess, do you think that Jurriën Timber right here, right now, is probably the best right back in the league?
Yeah.
I would certainly say he's up there, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely top three, yeah, you'd say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes in life, you have to go through adversity and tragedy to get to where you need to be. And as mad as this sounds, maybe going through that for him made him more determined and turned him into the absolutely amazing player that he is. In life, you're always going to
be in that position, man. Right? First game, comes out, injured, goes off half time, comes on, does his ACL, operation, out for the rest of the season. Why put him through that position? Why do that?
Also, what I would get from a player like Timber, if I'm honest, not that I know him personally, but the vibe I get from, there's some players, like you look at, say for example, this Tottenham team, they're not up for the fight, they're not up for it. Yeah, you can see it, they ain't got the bollocks, right? But someone like Turin Timber, for me, looks, and I very much get a vibe, he's that old school player of, I'm fine, I'll go on, and he will battle through and he will play through pain. And he for all everyone knows, he might have been in that change room at half time going, nah, I'm fine, I'm gonna go on and do it. We don't know that, like, and there are those players out there. There's players, you know this, Jez, you've been around football a long time, like getting injections at half time or before the games was a thing. Like, to play through pain. There's amount of players that are like, you know. So when people say, oh, you should care for their health, these players are actually like, give Tony Adams, give me an injection, stick another injection in me at half time, I'm going out there. They don't care. Why? Because these guys are animals. And do you know what? These are the guys that will win you leagues, and they will risk their health. They will run through walls. They will do what is required, and that is a winning mentality, and they will put their health on the line. And all this, oh well, think about health. This is why these guys get paid handsomely. I'm not saying, on the same note, oh they should get injured and play them to get injured and disposable. But what I'm saying is, we all know, anyone that knows anything about football will have heard numerous players that have said that they were playing on injections and they wanted to play. Proper players.
Yeah. Let me come in here because what I want to say is I really, this subject really annoys me, because what I feel that is happening now is that, because there's nothing bad you can say about Arteta, because he's winning, he's doing exactly what all you fans, I just want to win, that's all I've heard from every Arsenal fan, which is right. You want to win. Some of us other Arsenal fans would sit here and say, yeah, but we can see the bigger picture. We can see what it's leading to. We can see that the team's getting better. But you guys would shut us down and say, no, but we're not winning. He's got to go. He's got to go. And now that it looks like he is about to win, suddenly it's, oh, the football's crap. Oh, but he injures players. Like, who cares?
I'm not.
Who cares? Because I don't care.
Well, come on. We all saw
if players get injured, if the football's not good, I really don't care.
I'll be honest with you, but let's just get it over the line.
Come on, Dan. That's a terrible statement. You don't care about a player getting injured. That's disgusting. I do.
No, listen. No, listen. If our players,
hang about.
Go on.
Right? Saka, young player, potentially great player, right? Now, not what he was, because he had that awful injury on his hamstring, because he went through.
He could come back to his best yet. We don't know that yet. Players have off seasons.
Michael Owen do that? No.
But listen, times are different.
27.
Phil Foden was Player of the Year in the Premier League 2 years ago, and he's done nothing since. These things happen,
Yeah,
if you go,
people, what happened to him?
Phil Foden.
Yeah, what happened to him?
I don't know what happened to him. His form dropped off. His bad injury. Maybe form dropped off.
He's never going to be the same again. Same as Saka. He will never be the same.
Yeah, but listen. If you ask Bukayo Saka, is it Arteta's fault? You turn around and say,
you don't care about the players. I do. Right.
Well, listen. You're taking it out of context. What I'm saying is, if we get injuries or don't play good football, all these little excuses to knock Arteta with, because ultimately he's going to do exactly what fans like yourselves and others said. You want to win. Now it looks like we're going to win. It seems like the goalposts are getting moved. And what I think is going to happen next is, even if we just end up with a Premier League or a Carabao Cup, they'll go, oh, but we had a great draw in the Champions League. We should have won that. Oh, but we lost the final to City. When at the start of the season, if you would have took a Carabao Cup, FA Cup double, some people would have even just took an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. You certainly would have took the Premier League. And I just feel like whenever Arsenal are getting close to doing something, or Arteta's doing something well, instead of focusing on the things he's doing right, there's these little other things, or suddenly it's the style of football, but he injures players. We're talking about a timber injury that happened 3 years ago, by the way. And he's come back since and gone on to become one of the best right backs. The players love Arteta. You know, they're playing for him. You know, that they love being part of his system, part of his squad. So I don't think it's just like Jason said. I think it would be down to the physios. It'd be down to the player. It wouldn't just be down to Arteta. So, you know, Tottenham have got how many injuries this season? How many injuries have they had? It's unbelievable the amount of injuries they've had. And that's what we've got the squad for now, to deal with injuries. So when I said I don't care about players getting injured, not them personally, that's obviously a horrible thing to happen to a player. And we've seen it over the years with Eduardo and Ramsey and horrible injuries. But we now have the squad. So what I meant is it's not such of a big deal now if Saka's out injured, is it? Because we've got Madueke. It's not such a big deal now if Timber's out because you've got Ben White. You know?
He's shit, man. Come on.
Who's shit? Madueke.
He's shit.
I wouldn't say shit. I think he can come in and do a job. I think he's still a decent player. I don't think he's shit at all. But listen,
no,
he's
decent.
I don't think he's
that
great.
goal against Mansfield. Good goal, man. Scored
Yeah,
a few bangers this season. There's potential there, Jez. At least say there's a bit of potential there, Jez, for him to get better. Come on, Jez.
So just quickly.
He's going to get better. He's going to get better. Are you sure?
Is there anything wrong with pushing people to their absolute limit?
No, I think I agree with that. Yes, because these are seasoned professionals and you should push them to the limit like you would do with a Formula One car. But when something's broken and injured, no.
All right.
You wouldn't put a Formula One car out there with an engine that's like spluttering, because at the end of the day, you know it's going to blow up. No, I don't like that attitude. I'm sorry, I don't like it.
Okay. Well, look,
Ronaldo. You know R9 famously.
No. Do you know
Hold on, one sec, Mike. I just want to say this quickly, Mike, because Ronaldo R9 in 1998 obviously was the best player in the world. He had a seizure 2 hours before that World Cup final, and his name wasn't even on the team sheet. And in the last minute, they said, you know what? He's all right. He's going to play. He wanted to play. And he didn't play well, and they lost the game 3-0. Rest is history. But it's just showing that sometimes, and like I said, Thierry Henry, when we played Liverpool, we had just gone out of the quarterfinals to Chelsea in the Champions League. We'd just gone out to Man United in 2004, the FA Cup. Everything was crumbling. That time of year again, we were playing Liverpool at Highbury. I was at the game. We were 1-0 down. Thierry Henry, Arsene Wenger said he's only 60% fit, but he's playing. And all of us fans were like, I hope Henry plays. You'd rather a 60% Henry than a Kanu or a Wiltord, whoever it might have been playing. And what does he do? He goes and scores a hat-trick. So, listen, I think it's easy. It's easily said. It's easily to say it after it's done and after if Saka's not in form to now say, oh, it's down to Arteta. You know, what about Arteta's nurturing him from when he was 18 to 24. Saka having his best season. Saka getting called up for England. Saka scoring for England. Saka scoring in the Euros. Saka having a 20-goal season only a couple of seasons ago. Saka scoring against Real Madrid. Saka scoring against United. All these big moments that Saka's had in an Arsenal shirt. And even the other day, I know it was a deflection or whatever, but he got the winning goal ultimately. So, look, I think it's very easy to look and pinpoint little negative things you want about Arteta, you know, but I don't hear enough of fans like yourself in that if you want to call it negative, whatever you want to call it, sort of fans giving the man his props for when he does do things well. I feel like all the time it's just focusing on what can I say that he doesn't do right, or what he does wrong.
Dan, if I'm honest with you, my stance to that is, listen, these guys should be pushed to the limit, right? They get rewarded handsomely. They're top level athletes. They're privileged to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world, or, you know, if you're a professional football player. Listen, I'm an average Joe, and I'll push myself to the limit. And I certainly don't.
You ain't an average Joe, mate. You're a superstar, but go on, mate.
Yeah, and I certainly don't earn $300,000 a week, and I don't play for Arsenal Football Club. But
what AFTV ain't paying $300,000? What are they paying? $250?
But I give it my all every day, and I'm relentless. And do you know what? This morning, I didn't necessarily have to get up, take the kids to school, go this, that, the other. Like, but you've got to do what you got to do. You've got to push yourself to the limit in life. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. You know, like.
I do agree.
Like for example, you know, when you talk about, you know, some of these players' hardships. Listen, we all know about hardships. We're human beings. We've all been through it. Will I accept a professional athlete? If you're a professional athlete, you need to turn up when it's game time and be able to block out whatever's going on outside of your life and perform. That's
And I
your
can
duty.
guarantee you that they want to play as well. So
That's your
I think
duty.
the other
No, that's
thing
your
for
duty.
me,
That's being a professional.
and I think what we've got now is we've got
one sec, Jace. Just
Yeah,
one
go
sec,
for it.
Jace. We'll
Go
get
for it.
everyone. Please smash them likes for us because we got 67 of you watching, only 43 likes. So come on, smash those likes for us, people. If you're new, subscribe. We're gonna go to Jason's point, and then we're gonna do some. What we're doing, Dan? Is it trivia? And then we'll
Yeah, we'll do
we'll finish
trivia.
up.
We're going to the Leverkusen game now. No, we do trivia at the end.
All right. Go on then. Yeah, sweet. Let
So we're going
Jason
to the
come in.
Leverkusen game.
Yeah.
I'll
Let
take you
Jason
through
just
the.
say his
Yeah,
point.
point
Let
first
Jason say his
thing
point
is
quickly, and then we'll do it.
people talk about Arteta and naivety, but what he has learned is the need to have backups for these players. That mean that when Lever does his ankle or he hurts himself in the warm up at Anfield, you don't risk him. 2 seasons ago, you risk him and you're 2-0 down after 20 minutes, and you're going, well, he wasn't fully fit and he hurt himself in the warm up, but we didn't. Rob Holding was on the bench or Kivior was on the bench, and I didn't really trust them at Anfield away, third game of the season. Calafiori hurts himself in the warm up. Could he chance it? Could Saka have chanced it when he hurt himself? Probably. Would we have done that 2 seasons ago? Probably. Now, when you look at the bench and you look at the options, and not even just the options, you've got Norgard, as your spare man in the squad. You're not really changing huge amounts of quality. You're bringing in another player. Norgard steps into the bench, Premier League, ex-Premier League captain. So the depth that we've been able to build and the learning, I think, has happened from those situations where we run Saka into the ground, maybe ran Ben White, ran Havertz, ran all those players into the ground. We're learning from that, and we're seeing the fruits of it this season.
Facts.
You know what? Just quickly as well. Sorry, Dan. When people talk about naivety of Arteta, this people forget, right? What we're seeing and what we've seen this season, right? This is what we were promised from Arsene Wenger, and we're seeing it now, right? See, Bayern Munich, right? They got taken apart at the Emirates, right? I ain't seen that from Arsenal ever. That's a top team that got absolutely destroyed. That wasn't like that, man. People to get this club into that situation where you are rinsing teams like that and putting on performances like that and getting results, and where we are right here, right now. This ain't the time to be like, oh, this ain't good enough. Oh, this is wrong. Far from it. This is the best I've seen Arsenal Football Club, the whole state of it, since the Invincibles. That's my honest opinion. After I can't remember when we last smashed Bayern Munich. See that goal they scored against us at the Emirates. Bang, in a flash, ball goes across to the right hand side, in the middle, back of the net. That's how good that team is. Then they got taken apart.
They scored about 130 goals this year. Do you know what I mean? So,
they got smoked. We've done that with other teams. Like when everyone's going,
Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan.
Aston Villa, they're really good. No, and
they had won 10 in a row that game.
Mate, they got smoked out, mate, at the Emirates.
Yeah.
They got battered, mate. Tottenham, I can't remember the last time we beat Tottenham. Listen, then people say, it's a really bad Tottenham team. Yes, I'm not saying it's a great Tottenham team. Mate, they got ironed out 4-1 twice, right? Champions League, we didn't lose a game over 8 games.
We didn't draw a game. We won them all.
Come on, man. We won all the games.
Marty, let me jump in and answer this question quickly. Answer me this, Dan. What has Arteta done right now? I'll tell you what he's done. He's won an FA Cup, firstly, before he says he hasn't won anything. He's won a couple of Community Shields. He took over the team that was 10th or 11th when he took them over. Granted, they finished 50 the year before. We went backwards for a little bit. He got rid of all the deadwood. He brought in a load of new players. He built the team in his image. He brought players that wanted to play for the club, that wanted to play for the badge. He got players that were ready to die for this club. And once they go over that white line, they're going to be playing for Arsenal, for Arteta, for us fans. He got us firstly competing again. He stopped the 4-0s, the 5-0 hammerings. That's firstly what he did. He eradicated that. He made us defensively sound, defensively solid. He then went and got us back in the Champions League for the first time in 7 years. He then went a step further and got us to our first semi-final since 2009. He's had us involved in 2 title races, 2.5 if you include last year. And this year, he's now got us on the verge of we're fighting on 4 fronts. Like Marty just said, I can't remember this since 2004. I can't remember us going this deep into all of these competitions, and we're now 7 points clear in the Premier League. We've got a quarter-final clash against Southampton in the FA Cup to look forward to. We've got a Carabao Cup final to look forward to, something we've only won twice in our history. And of course, we've got the Champions League clash, which we're going to go on to in a minute, against Leverkusen. So that's what he's done so far. And granted, it's only one trophy, but sometimes when you're trying to get somewhere, it's not about just trophies. Because had we picked up a Europa League and focused solely on that, or picked up a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, and we just kind of played for there and now, and bought players for the there and now, and not for a few years' time, then maybe we wouldn't be in the situation we are now. So, like I said, I've always been looking at this as that bigger picture. And this season, this is the season we have to win, and I very firmly believe we do win. Then what will you guys say? That's what I want to say, because I think you'll move the goalposts again, even if we were to win a Premier League and Champions League double. Not everyone, Jez has come on before, said he'll hold his hands up and say, look, the man's done it. He's going to go down in our history. Give him a statue. He even said a gold one at that if he does the Champions League. So, look, that's what he's done so far for the club. I think he's done fantastic things for this club. Ian Wright said it perfectly on a podcast the other day. So go and listen to that if you haven't heard that, because Ian Wright, our legend, and that's how legends should be, backing and supporting the manager, especially when we're on the cusp of greatness. And listen, no one's saying you can't criticize Arteta. I criticized Wenger. Even listen, no one's perfect. He's going to make a mistake. Sometimes he's going to make a sub when he shouldn't, or whatever. Listen, these things happen. No one is perfect. Not Pep, not Fergie, not Wenger, not Jose. He's going to make a mistake. It's fine to criticize him, but give him his credit. But
you finished now.
But give him his credit when he does something good as well. Because sometimes I don't hear credit. I don't hear, you know what? He got it right today. He made some great changes today. Or do you know what today? He done this right or he done that right. I don't hear it. All I hear is what he done wrong. Yet we've won 40 games this season or whatever it is. Yeah, we've only
The only
lost
problem is
3
that
out of 43.
with some of the Arsenal fans, Dan, is the reason why they come out and say that. Obviously, I haven't been in that space this season, is because failure 3 times in a row. I know you're saying it's been a journey and all of that, but they're yet to see him get over the line. So they just can't believe it. I think he might do it, but that's why they're at where they're at, Dan. I don't think it's an agenda with some of them. Some of them it is, but he ain't got over the line yet, Dan. And it's a great position that we're in. He still needs to get over the line, and let's hope that he does, man. But everything you said is right, by the way. He's done a lot of good things.
Also, just quickly as well, it's like people say that they're like, oh, failure, it's not acceptable, like it's that easy, and managing a club like Arsenal is that easy, right? Like, I don't get some of the personally for me, I support my club, and it's not because people say, oh, you're delusional or you waffle or cool, whatever. I support my club, right? If my children that I love do something that I don't agree with, that they need to improve, do I criticize them? No, I don't. Do I help them? Do I support them? Yes, I do. Do I do it in a positive way? Yes, I do. I show them, I show them support, and regardless, through thick and thin, I'll always believe in them, and I'll always have a positive outset, and I wouldn't be like, right, that's it, you're out. That's it, you're out. I've had enough. Mm-hmm. It's just not. It's just, that's how I relate things. Maybe as my personality, in life with a lot of things, and with this football club, it's for me. There's nothing really we can nitpick, but there's nothing really to criticise at this moment. Now, this season's going well. I'm not interested. The other seasons are done.
Exactly, man. It's so boring, man. It's so boring, bro. Well said, Marty, man. So boring.
The only thing I said, I know I'm going to get shot down for this. I just feel like we could be a lot more points from clearing this Premier League, and I feel like mismanagement and negative tactics has done us a bit over, and it wouldn't have been this tight if you ask me. But we're still in a good position. That's the only criticism I've got. There's a few games this season where I just think it was a bit negative, and we could have done more, and we should be further clear, in my humble opinion. That's what I think.
The thing is, Marty, that was a great comment. A great comment.
Thank you.
Look, I've got 3 children, which I love to death.
There you go.
But there's been points in my life where I've actually said, you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I think you need to go. I mean, one of my daughters was very good at dancing, and she went to university to do dancing. And
Yeah.
I said to her straight off, "You're going to find it a very hard life to break into dancing. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you might want to look down a different road."
Yeah.
Now, she's a doctor of psychology.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
said to her the other week, and my beautiful little granddaughter that she's blessed with, I said to her, "Do you think I actually gave you good advice on that?" And she went, "Yeah, you did, Dad, because it was a waste of time, and now I'm in a better direction." And what I'm trying to say to you here is, right, sometimes you have to change the direction of where you're going. And my point is with Mikel Arteta, what frustrates me with him, he doesn't change the direction. He doesn't change the team around to make it more focused.
I think he does it. You know, he plays in different styles. For me personally, Jez, like, you know, sometimes we, like against Brighton, we defended and sat back and they came at us. Other times we'll go and, you know, we'll go at other teams, and, you know, if teams want to get physical with us. I think you make a really good point. But you didn't change your daughter, did you? You stuck by her. And I'm not saying, listen, sometimes enough's enough, right? But you helped her, you encouraged her, you supported her. And in the end, there was a good result, and that's all I'm saying. It's like, for me, listen. Ultimately, I'm a supporter of the football club. I'm not qualified enough to, you know, listen. At the end of the day, Mikel Arteta is a lot more qualified than I am to have an opinion on football.
Same as me, mate.
You know?
Same as me. I'm a bang average football fan, right? I'm just an average Joe watching football, watching it for many, many years, and I have my great criticisms of look. I do look. People make out I hate Arteta. I do not hate the man. I've never met him, so how can I hate him? I can criticise him, and I criticise Wenger.
Your mate Shane hates him, though. He openly said he just hates him. There's just something about it, he just doesn't like him. He said it to me. If you never met someone,
I never said I hated him.
No, not you. I said your mate Shane, innit? He doesn't. He just said he just hates.
That's
him.
not me. That's
no, I know it's not.
That's him. That's not me. Right. I've criticised Arteta. I've criticised Bruce Rioch the short time we had him. I criticised Wenger. I criticised George Graham, and I criticised Terry Neal, and I criticised Bertie Mee.
Yeah.
And all the managers I've seen in my life, I've never been like 100% saying, "Well, you're fucking brilliant." Excuse my French. Right? At the end of the day, every one of us here right now, and everybody in your chat, is entitled to have an opinion and say, "Nah, not working. Don't like it. This manager's not doing the job."
Not right now, though, Jez. Surely not right now.
I think you can say that if you're 8th in the league, you're out of the FA Cup, you're out of the Carabao Cup, and you struggle to get through the Champions League.
I don't think anyone has the right to do that now. They're just.
Do you know what?
Dan, can I ask you a question? Do you still think there's some Arsenal fans that are in such a dark place that they're open at Arsenal foul because that's how much they hate Arteta?
Yes.
You think they're
me and you've had this conversation before because you've been in such a dark place.
There are people out there. Yes,
there are.
To interrupt you.
Sorry. Go on, Jez. We'll let you take the floor of it. Go on, mate.
There are people out there that have got an absolute agenda. I had a guy the other night said to me, "Oh, you just got an agenda against Arteta. You hate the guy." And I said, "No, I don't. I've never met the man, and I probably never will meet the man. I've no ambitions to meet the man." And I'm not going to mention what happened at Brighton the other night. But the thing is, I'm entitled as an Arsenal fan, life and long, right, to make a criticism of what I don't like. Yeah, doesn't mean I hate that person. I've criticised footballers we've had over all the years I've watched this club, right? And I say this guy's crap. He's rubbish. He's no good. he's not good enough for the Arsenal. My first love is the club, right? It's the club. It's not any manager.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
It's my football club. Yeah.
The managers and players come and go. The club doesn't, and that's the point.
Exactly.
You know,
Right.
and like like you're saying, listen, people are entitled to their opinion. And my opinion's mine, and I get it. Listen, I'm very aware that not everyone agrees with me. I definitely am, and they don't have to, and I don't say what I say for that. My opinion's my opinion. There might be some people that think that Tottenham, I don't know, Tottenham are a great club or whatever, or have a positive outlook, in that situation, whatever.
Marty, listen, Marty, that's the point. That's what the point we're trying to make. Is that fair
right,
enough
me,
in criticizing it when you're not doing well, but when you're
Right.
doing as good as we could be, we couldn't be possibly in a better position. So why the fuck are people sitting here moaning? Yeah, seriously.
There you go. Because do you know what? Sometimes be careful what you wish for. Right? There's
Exactly.
and I don't want to talk for other fans, and I don't want to say because I don't know, but I do know that there's fans that obviously there's a lot of fans that haven't seen Arsenal win anything. Myself, I know Jez has. We've seen Arsenal win anything. Maybe that's why I'm more relaxed, because I've seen it. People that I meet, they say I've never seen Arsenal win a Premier League. Well, I have. And I've seen a.
Sorry, Mike. I just want to read this out because this is fair. This is a fair comment from someone who comes in. I think Jez's and our ones. If Arteta wins me titles and cups, he can stay forever. If he doesn't, for all I care, he's got to go. That's it. Fair enough. That's it. Fair enough.
Do you know what? Okay, so
he's an absolute real one, from Iceman.
Yeah, well, there you go. Then that's the sort of people that I can deal with all day long. And you asked Dan last year when we didn't win nothing. I took all the criticism, and I understood why people wanted him out. I understood we hadn't won another trophy for 6 years, and I understood it. I didn't agree with it, but I understood it. Now I can't understand with people just still bashing the manager. You need to be supporting him now, this moment in time.
Do you know what, Dan? It's like and I think I relate it to say the Wenger situation. Don't get me wrong. Listen, his time had come, and he needed to move on, and he knew that, right? And he knew that more than anyone. What I didn't like about that situation was the level of disrespect towards someone that has basically put us in this situation that we're in now. We are now in a position where if we win this Carabao Cup and then we go on and win this league, I don't think that people understand that we could be on the situation of watching Arsenal do a dynasty and dominating English football for years to come. But seriously, you look, and I'll tell you why. This isn't a delusion. I'll tell you why I explain this, right? See David Raya. How old is he?
27.
26.
Right. Saliba and Gabriel, how old are they?
26, 25, 27.
Yep. 24 and 27, right. Rice, Zubimendi, how old are they?
Well, Zubimendi's a pile of shit, so I don't care about him.
Okay, all right.
Five goals. Very important
Rice.
goals.
Declan Rice is what, 26 now? 27?
Yep. Hincapié and Timber.
23, 24.
Yeah, they're about the same. Yeah.
What you're talking about these players in the spine of the team is we have basically got key parts of this team sorted for years to come. So if they go and get it, over the line this season, what will probably happen is that will galvanise them and they will improve, and then they will go on and continue doing that, and they will dominate. We've seen this with other teams, right? That's what the project was about: bringing in players of a certain age and growing them into this team, quality players, and then being able to keep hold of them and not sell them like we used to, and then going on to win titles. If you look at also, like these Manchester City sides, they improved, they added players, but they had a core of the team which they moved forward with. If you look at Arsenal in the 90s, the bold Adams.
Marty, can I ask you a question, mate? Can I?
No.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it. Go for it, mate.
I mean, look, we had a great debate the other night, and it was a pleasure to chat.
Yes,
What if they don't win anything this year?
Sorry?
What if they don't win anything this year?
Well, first and foremost, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit, which I understand. Okay, that's obvious, and I'm going to get absolutely, But listen, if they don't win anything this season, there's going to be some serious questions asked. Arteta is going to come under some serious.
Did he go though, Marty? Look. I'm not going to be the one that says we're not going to win anything.
Why are we asking this question? That's what I want to know.
Sorry?
Why
Why
not? Why not? We're
I
asking
just
if
find
we win
it-
it.
Do you know what the question? Okay, right. The answer to that question is: Do you know? Let's say we end this season without winning anything. Do you know who the person that would push Arteta out the door is?
Himself.
I believe it'll be Josh Kroenke.
No,
Actually,
he would walk.
Nope.
Berta,
Yes.
Win the dog.
100%.
yeah. Okay. Well, the thing is, let me finish this one, right? Because Josh Kroenke did say at the start of the season we must win trophies this year. With all the money that the Kroenkes have spent, right? The club's money. It's not coming out their back pocket. It's coming out the club's money. He said we must win trophies this year. Berta's there in the background, like the spider in the web, right? Waiting to pounce. So at the end of the day, he's got to deliver.
I think Bert's more of probably a lion or a tiger or a shark. He will be the guy that would make the moves, if I'm honest with you, and that's what he got brought in to do.
Okay.
Listen, the Kroenkes. Listen, you can't disrespect the Kroenkes. They've done it with other sports teams. They did it with the Rams, won the Super Bowl, and the Rams were in a bad place. This business model and stuff like that. But again, I get it. Like, I've just read a few of these comments. Like, would you want him out? Would you want Arteta out? Why is this? I don't understand right here, right now. And Arteta, we're in the Carabao Cup final coming up.
Crazy.
We've got Champions League football coming up. We're at top of the league by 7 points clear, all right? And we're just through to the next round of the FA Cup. And people are talking at the end of the season. Listen, live in the present moment, right? Live in here, right now, like, and enjoy the present moment. Don't and honestly, I've learned that this weekend. Definitely, I've definitely worked with what happened to my stepdad. Right, having hard, live in the present day and enjoy every day as it comes. Don't look too far ahead because tomorrow might never come. Right, he might not survive that heart attack. He might be dead now. Right, and that's the truth. Right. Take every day as it is.
Stop crying and go,
enjoy
we might not win it. We might not win it. Arteta has to get sacked. It's pathetic.
Mate. Exactly. And that is the point. It's like, and to be anyone to call out anyone for being positive and believing is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, what do you do? Wake up in the morning, go, oh my God, it's all going to go wrong today. My life. I'll tell you what, if you think like that, chances are it will. Do you know what? I wake up in the morning and go, do you know what? Today's going to be a great day. I'm breathing, I'm living, I'm alive, I'm awake. I understand that bad stuff might happen along the way. And if it does, which it will, I will deal with it accordingly, right? And I'll be ready for it. Why? Because I've put myself in the best mind space possible to do that. Right, and that's it. Simple. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment as it is right now.
Positive thinking, positive outcomes, man. The only time that
That's the
I
thing,
delve away from that is with Arsenal,
what if he doesn't win? But what if he does win? What if he does win?
We've touched on that. We've touched on that, Jason. That's why you asked that. We've been touching that for the whole stream. We've been touching on it for the whole stream. He just asked what if he doesn't?
Let me read this out here. There's the difference between belief and a dynasty. Arteta's playing Sean Dyche football and he's talking about Tony Pulis. Listen, as Jez will tell you, George Graham had a dynasty at Arsenal, winning 6 trophies in 9 years, and that was a dynasty. Arteta's played all different football at Arsenal. He's played free-flowing football in 22, 23. Then he played a bit of a mix, and we scored the most goals in our history under Arteta. We've got the most wins. We didn't win anything. This year, we scored over 100 goals, top goal scorers in the Premier League, top goal scorers in Europe. But it's Sean Dyche football. Listen, if Sean Dyche football is scoring over 100 goals in March and going on to perhaps win 3-4 trophies, including the Premier League and maybe a Champions League, you can guarantee that's a dynasty. Now, I'm gathering you're probably just trying to wind me and people like Marty up now. Crack on, mate. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, but Dan, you have sat there and agreed that it's been a hard watch sometimes this season, Dan. It's not been great.
Listen. Arsenal had 12 draws when we won invincible. They were probably hard games to watch.
Some of the games it has been a bit of an hard watch, isn't it? And obviously, coming the end of the season, we're not going to care about that if we win it. I'm just saying some of the games have been a hard watch. That's all he's saying.
Yeah, but
I know that.
Also, at the same time, there's nothing in life that you'll do that will be easy, right? And anything generally that's easy is easy for a reason, because it's not worth having. So having a hard watch and having to go through tense moments and have to battle out and grind out some games, that's how you win Premier Leagues, man. Just get given to you. It's not like, but I think people expect a lot of these people to say, "Oh, how we're playing." They just think that every game we're going to go and win 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 and smash teams. The reality is football.
Hold on, Gaza. I was talking about in the Champions League. Yeah, we outscored Bayern in that, mate. Yeah, right. That Farmers League, Arsenal would have 200 goals anyway.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that season where we beat Burnley, West Ham, and Sheffield United on the spin, like 5-6-0, all that? Listen, that football's fantastic, and I love watching it. When you're talking about playing in the Premier League, if you think that you're going to go on like that and you do not protect yourself at all times, you will get opened up and you will get caught, right? That game against Brighton the other night, if people think that Brighton were up for it, they went for it, right? If we opened up and started playing at times, we would end up losing that game. We would have got caught. They would end up sticking the ball in the back of the net, right? Because you leave yourself. Sometimes you've got to be solid and compact. It's knowing when to do what and how to do that. And that's it. Simple as that. It's not just as simple as, this great football, we're playing bad football. It don't work like that, man. It don't.
Guys, smash the likes because we're 1 away from 50. Dan, what you saying?
Let's move on to Leverkusen now, yeah?
No, they are getting smashed.
No, I was checking Leverkusen
because I'm going to.
Dan, let's save Leverkusen. Should we save Leverkusen maybe for tomorrow or after the game or something?
You want to do a stream tomorrow?
Yeah, I think maybe we could do one tomorrow, innit?
I don't know. Guys.
Yeah, we've all got to go.
I'm literally flying to Germany. Flying to Germany in the morning.
It's 2 hours. It's 2.5 hours.
Oh, you're going, Jace? Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah. I've got a flight at 8 o'clock from Stansted.
Oh, wicked, bro, man. Have a good one.
Wait, one sec, Jez. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Jez. I need you to stay for this.
One question. Go on.
One question, mate. Yeah? This is guess the player. I'm going to be very quick. 2 minutes. Marty, Jason, get involved. Try to make it a bit hard this time, Dan. Yeah? All right. First clue for you. I made 370 appearances for Arsenal. Don't expect you to get it from there. I don't expect you. I was part of an Arsenal team that won 2 league titles before the Premier League era. I was signed for Arsenal by George Graham in 1988 for £390,000.
From who?
No, that's just the clue. He was signed by George Graham in 1988 for £390,000. I scored more than... Nope. I scored more than 20 goals. What'd you say?
You scored Nigel Winterburn.
No, I scored more than 20 goals in my professional career despite being a centre-back.
How many goals?
Steve
20.
Bold.
Yep, you got it. You got it. You got it, man.
Just quickly, right? I'm just going to bring this up as well. Looking, it's at 3 Gaza 1948. Marty is so arrogant, right? Stay humble, lad. What? Those sometimes
he's not arrogant, Gaza.
He's definitely not arrogant.
No, listen. Sometimes when I read these comments, right, like What? Because I'm positive, and because I believe in the team, and I said arrogant. Seriously, it just completely. Sometimes those things blow me away, man. Honestly,
Yeah, it's crazy,
like,
man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But
absolutely.
listen, guys, let's just a scoreline prediction, and we'll just do that, and then we'll call it a day. Quickly go to you, Dan. First scoreline for Leverkusen. We'll just do that, and then we'll call it a day.
I'm going. So I had all Bayer Leverkusen stats, so they've been keeping a lot of clean sheets lately. So I'm going for a 1-0 Arsenal. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I'm going for a 2-0 Arsenal. Jez?
I said 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah. And Marty?
Well, I mean, I probably have to say Leverkusen are going to beat Arsenal, otherwise I might get accused of being arrogant. Do you know what I mean? I might have to change this positivity and start being negative and say Arsenal are going to lose every game. You know, no,
Boom,
listen,
we've got to the 50 likes. Whoever just hit that like,
they'll be
thank
too
you.
strong 3-0.
Jace?
Yeah, I'm going 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, have a good time over there, Jason. Make sure you go on
Yeah,
there.
That'll be a good trip, man. Never been
no,
Germany.
Listen, it's been emotional,
I
man.
did Munich. So
Been a pleasure. Thanks
Yeah,
to
it's been
everyone that's
emotional,
been
bro.
watching, that stayed watching, hit the like button, subscribed, all of that good stuff. Obviously, special guests in the building. Jez, you want to subscribe to Jez's channel? I know some of his viewers have been here. His channel is Jez's Arsenal. I did put that in the description. Legend. Jason, each and every time, thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure having you. And obviously, Marty, the not arrogant Marty, the positive Marty.
That's who I am from now on, arrogant Marty.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously,
There you
Positive
go.
Dan. Thank you, Positive Dan, for being on time today as well, guys, man. We started at 9 o'clock today, man.
Listen, I told you, this is a new Dan. Obviously, I went live earlier on my own today. I'm trying out a new thing, guys. So get your notifications on. I'm going to be going live every Monday morning, just doing my own show. Or if anyone joins me, they'll obviously be welcome. And I'll be doing it on Tuesdays
And big
as well.
up yourself, the two Dans. You are absolutely smashing in this out the park. You two are going at this YouTube thing like absolute animals. Relentless. Big up yourselves, honestly. It's
Yeah,
great.
listen, but look, help from all of you guys. Help from you,
Appreciate
Marty.
that,
Obviously,
Marty, bro.
with AFTV, you've been a great help to us, so we appreciate that. Obviously, Jez,
listen, it's nothing to do with me. You
Jez
guys
has
put the
helped
work
us.
in, man.
And Jason coming on, giving us his thoughts and that. So yeah, man. And every single person, man. Even I get angry with some of you guys, but it's all love, man. It's just how it is, isn't it? We're all Arsenal fans. We all want to win. I'm sure once these trophies come, we'll have more relaxed streams. But look, YouTube is YouTube, innit? So you kind of want it to be a little bit edgy and sketchy. Is what it is.
Oh, look, he's joking, Marty. Look, Gaza's joking, man. He said, I'm joking, Marty. No respect, disrespect, big up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I think you realise you were 6'5", and he might see you down at the parade, innit?
I'm actually 6'6", mate. So
6'6", 6'6".
That's fucking 6'6". Let's don't take the piss. Knocking inches off.
Built like a brick shit ass. But listen, right, we're going to be going live tomorrow, but it will be fully focused on the Leverkusen game. So get the notifications turned on, and we might even go live after. We're going to be content from now to the end of the season.
Wednesday, the game?
Yeah, the game's on Wednesday.
Weird old time, 5:45 as well.
I know, it's such a ridiculous time, isn't it, man? Really pissed me off, that is. But yeah, it is what it is, man. But listen, thanks for watching. Peace out. And
everyone's
make sure you smash
in the
the
comments now, Marty. They're backing you in there, man.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing the comments coming over. No, big up. No, it's nice. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Big up, guys, man. Make sure you smash them likes on the way out. See you later. Thank you.
Take care.
Big up.
Big up.
Bye, man.
Love.
Bless up.
Bye.